Back in a chair for another day, and you're back in your seat, headed to wherever it is you head. We're going to take care of you and get you there safe and sound and maybe put a smile on your face. At least we're going to try. Opening lineup. Let's do it just like they do in baseball. Straight across from me, look at Fly. Got his Jordan Union shirt on. Ladies. Look at Chiseled as well. You know, he's gone back on his eating protocol, workout protocol, up early, shaking, baking, even showering just to make the room a little nicer. And we appreciate that. We really, really do. He's the man from Thrall that can do it all. Hardest working man in showbiz. You do me a favor. Join me in putting your hands together for Mr. Chewy Eldorado.
Thank you,
Chewy
Matt Bearded.
Eldorado.
Doesn't sound like Bob, but I think just as much passion. Ladies and gentlemen, this fella in front of me is a stand-up comedian. Used to be on the road, but he's here with you today. He also has been a part of the 90s television, the epicness that was the 90s television. I think he was in, I don't know, I can't even remember exactly what he was in. But I know it was good. Xena, I think it was. Folks, when I tell you he's a southern gent, it's an emphasis on gent. He's a lover, a father. But most of all, he's your host today, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Bearded!
Now, I heard you say not as much passion.
No, just as much.
Oh, you said not as much, and I was like, is passion one of the things that we're judging the intros on?
I would
Because if so, I feel like I have never really done my job then.
Passion, poise. I mean, some mornings Bob has more passion than others in the intro.
I think he enjoys the intros more than I do, and I'll admit to that. I probably could bring more passion.
I think the intros are essential ever since I've listened as a wee lad.
Really?
As a wee lad.
I always feel like they're redundant and that we should be rushing through them.
You're correct.
But it's also part of the appeal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like the game started or the show starting.
There you go. I have my phone on like mute.
Yeah?
So I'm just seeing Bob's message. Have you seen Bob's message?
Yeah, I saw Bob's message.
Okay, Bob Fonseca is going to take a knee today. We'll scramble and we'll cover. That's probably the best thing for him. I know yesterday he was feeling a little down, and I was worried that he was getting something. You know what I mean? He kept saying, "I think it's allergies," but I don't know. He seemed. I'm hoping he's okay.
You're shuffling through all those records. I'm imagining that
a lot of dust.
All of them.
A lot of dust kicks up off those records. I mean, some of them they could be holding really any kind of microbes from the 1970s on.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You pull one of those records out of the sleeve, poof, that gets into your lungs. I don't even know the doctors could know to do anything about it at this point because they're like, well, we haven't had that medicine since 1976.
Me, I stopped caring. Here, I got some leftover Chinese food. Even though the rice is supposed to kill me?
It's, no. If you cool the rice improperly, it can kill you.
And who knows how you do that?
Well, I think I scared a lot of people about that, didn't I?
Everybody. And now, Chinese places, stock's down.
They're all fine. What kind of Chinese you got there?
I did jalapeno chicken.
Very authentic.
Thank you.
Very authentic.
Look, I just wanted some chicken and jalapenos.
Who's making jalapeno chicken?
Almost all of them.
Really?
One of my favorite places is Beau Asian Bistro up on Lewis Henna. And it's also next to my pho place, next to the Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, congratulations to you. Congratulations to you.
Absolutely. I had a good time. And you don't eat breakfast at all?
I do not eat breakfast.
Do you think that is... do you think it would hurt you in any way if you ate breakfast in the morning? A savory something?
Since I was a child, for some reason when I eat, I wake up always a little nauseated every morning. I let all that settle in. Okay. And so usually, I could start eating. Maybe I could eat breakfast in about another 15 or 20 minutes, and I'd feel better and ready to eat. But then I do a show, so I've just learned to just get through the show, and then I eat after the show.
No, it's incredible. It's a life changer. getting up,
eating during the show?
Well, yeah. I mean, look, unfortunately, we get here right during breakfast time, so I don't know how people do shows during lunch.
I don't either. What we should do is we really should limit radio to between the hours of 9 and 10, and then again at from 2 to 4.
Yeah.
And then maybe 30 minutes at night. That should be all you get at radio, because the rest of the time we should be at restaurants or something.
I think so. And people are having lunch. They don't, unless they want to gather around the radio while they eat.
There you go. Well, we got it all settled, ladies and gentlemen. It is all fixed. Are we prepared? We're all ready and it's stoked for today?
I think so.
We've got special guests coming in later this morning. This is the, if you were listening later in the day, I've been teasing. And let's be clear, Chewy, is there any part of you that hasn't felt that I've just been teasing you? Like, you don't think that I've really been mad at you or whatever?
I mean, there's been moments or whatever, and yet you are always going to have those thoughts, in your mind. That's never going to stop. Well, then I just get high and forget about them.
Wait, so you feel like I've been really chewing on you?
No, I don't think so in general. But I don't know. There could have been. I mean, you could have got something off that you've been wanting to get off for a while and snuck it in there.
Oh, well, I definitely think that we should not double book guests at the same time. That's a thing.
Yeah.
It's an actual thing.
Oh, well, I agree.
Right.
I can concur. But now we're on the same Google Calendar.
I doubt that that's true.
Technically not the right time.
I don't think that you
but I'm gonna post,
fully know how to use it.
I'm going to post it all an hour early so it matches yours.
Why don't we just change the time of the calendar?
I'm telling you, I don't think it's there.
Okay.
You got to go to Brazil time or something.
Well, let's get through it. Later this morning, we'll have Matthew Odam from the Austin American Statesman. He's the food critic. Or do they call it food? No, he's not a food critic. He's a food writer. I'm sorry, they've changed it. They used to go to restaurants and then critique the restaurant. He just writes about stuff happening with food. He says, I'm not going to criticize people for what they're trying to do. I'm just going to...
journalize what's happening with the food scene.
He's a food journalizer.
I like that.
And then right after that, I think everybody's on the edge of their seat, is a practice date. Oh, does he know?
Yeah, he knows.
Okay.
He knows.
The practice date for Big Al. Tomorrow, Big Al has speed dating. Now, this is all in the 9 o'clock hour. And I'm going to encourage a lot of you to, whatever it is that you do, if you're headed to work and you're no, I'm out of the car in 10 minutes, I'm going to encourage you, click on your phones and stream us or something. KLBJFM.com. You can stream it, and it's a good 9 o'clock hour today.
Mm-hmm. And thank you to Single in the City for putting together that speed date there for us for our friend Big Al.
And that's Amber.
Amber, yes.
She's back in town. Because I know during COVID and stuff too, did she go... I remember, we haven't seen her in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while, so I'm glad she stayed in touch. It's very nice that, And Mexicarte Museum is moving their event,
right.
The Taste of Mexico, so because of the rain. So we'll have a chance to interview them soon.
That today?
No, it's not till the 22nd, the show now, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that on the calendar?
Not yet. It's right up here. Right up here.
It's right. It's just right here, boss. I got it. It's all taken care of. Well, fantastic. I'm glad. Then we're all set. It's all set and it's all good.
I think so. Except for Bob missing, but...
Yeah. When look, I think it's smarter. Do you think it's smarter when people stay home when they're sick than when they go to work when they're sick? We've all been taught to be heroes. Oh, go to work anyway. That way the boss knows that you'll work even when you're sick. I don't want to get sick. So if he's got something, flu or something, or the vid, he could have the vid. Nobody in this room's had a vid in 2 years, right? Or do.
I don't get sick, so I can't participate in the policy. So I could jump into one of those ball pits and sleep in there overnight and still not get anything.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I know. It's because I'm infested with bacteria.
I'm always sick. Always.
Yeah, I feel like y'all need more germs. Bob, I think, needs more germs. He's the biggest germaphobe here, and so the moment one germ gets on him, he's like Captain Planet. He's on the ground. Oh,
I gotta be honest with you.
Throw water on me. Sanitizer.
Jalapeno chicken smells really good.
It is.
Smells amazing.
And it's exactly what it sounds like.
What's in that jalapeno chicken?
Well, you got your jalapeno.
And you got your chicken. smooth into it this morning. Let's get right back into it. By the way, thank you to Queen, the entire band, for giving us a little bridge there. That was very nice of them, wasn't it?
And thank you to Queen Latifah.
Sure.
She's done a lot.
Thank you to Dairy Queen for that little curly Q on top of the soft serve.
Thank you to all the queens on RuPaul's Drag Queen race.
Thank you to... Okay, I'm out. You win. You got the last one. Let's return to what we've been talking about all week long here with the 10 outrageous conspiracy theories about current celebrities.
Oh, God, I'm so glad we're still on this.
Why do you think that? Why do you like these things, do you think?
Because I feel like they're usually just... there's a special light always shined on them, and PR companies usually keep all the bad
Try to
stuff
swat all this down, and then...
But they can't stop all of us from spreading just a nasty rumor.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Love it. Okay, you're familiar with Cardi B, of course.
Am I?
A conspiracy theory. Now remember, here's a conspiracy theory. Do you know what MK Ultra is?
Yeah.
It's a mind control program that was run by the CIA. It's not a conspiracy theory. I mean, I think it probably started as a conspiracy theory, then was proven true. And it ran from the 1950s to 1973 using controversial techniques like high-dose LSD, brain surgery, electronic implants. Government scientists would target vulnerable groups such as mental health patients and prisoners who couldn't resist or retaliate, which is pretty horrific, just to see if we could control people's minds.
Oh, it's even worse. Well, I mean, I think they would have, I think traumatic incidents make you act a certain way. I think sometimes they would, cause trauma to patients.
I agree. So. I think it did some pretty jacked up things. But there's basically a conspiracy theory out there that Cardi B has been MK Ultra'd.
Man.
That the government has gotten into her brain.
How you control that thing when she's throwing it back? I don't know.
They're saying that occasionally you can notice celebrity quirks and glitches.
I've seen the videos of people claiming this.
Have you?
It's just her being her weird, eccentric self, where she just makes a point and then pauses to look away from the camera in the distance. Like Steve Harvey does that into the camera. He's not being MK Ultra.
They say the 2018 Grammy Awards, she appears to just zone out during a red carpet interview, and they say that's a glitch. Glitch. She's been MK Ultra'd. The strange behavior of Kanye West, Katy Perry, Kylie Jenner, among others, has also been attributed to mind control.
That's true. I think Kanye just broke out of his MK Ultra, and now he's just going crazy.
Do you think it could also just be insanely exhausting to do a celebrity's job? I know that people go, that's ridiculous. They have the easiest job in the world. They just walk around. But, I mean, think about, stuff that we have to do here that isn't our favorite.
Demands from the public, plus, my family's messaging me for money. It's not going to stop. And then you're a father of 2, joint custody. There's a lot going on. I'd lay low, especially while Kendrick's dropping all these disses.
You also just can't go to, you cannot go to, what's it called, Bo, and get some Chinese chicken and jalapeno.
No, I don't even know. I wouldn't, if I can't just go out and eat.
Anyway, that's just a thought I had. Okay. There is there's conspiracy theory out there that most celebrities, the big giant celebrities, are actually clones because of supply and demand. You're a commodity, right? Mm-hmm. You're supposed to show up to a bunch of places. Let's say there is an idea out there that Miley Cyrus and Zac Efron are actually lab-created clones.
I could see Zac Efron for sure.
Here's the thing: they trace this conspiracy theory back to find out exactly where it first started. Started with an Onion article.
What?
Yeah, that people just started believing. Evidence centers on their weird and glitchy behavior. Cyrus, for example, sticks her tongue out for no apparent reason. Also, she's been dead several times. In 2008, she was killed in a hit and run. In 2010, she was murdered. And in 2012, she died of an accidental overdose. Each time they say Disney dumped the body, woke up the next clone.
Well, she can still buy herself flowers.
But they say that's why she looks a little different than when she was younger. Also, when she was 12 and now she's 30. So that's also sometimes you look different.
That's
there.
just Miley.
They're saying she looks very, very similar, but just a little bit off. Altered facial structure. And they say she's not the original. Let's not mind the fact that depending on the length of a lens someone used to shoot a photograph, it will actually change your face structure.
I refuse to believe they used Billy Ray Cyrus's DNA for anything bad.
Well, they're just saying basically, no, that Billy Ray Cyrus would have had an original daughter, and they've decided, hey, she's getting very popular, so we'll clone her to have some backups.
Don't clone my heart.
My achy, breaky heart. It's not just Disney. Other celebrities are insured by clones. And this includes Beyonce, Avril Lavigne.
I see
She
that.
actually, they claim
Because
that
she's not aging. I can see that.
they claim that Avril Lavigne died in 2003, and she was replaced by Melissa, who is another clone of hers.
Why'd she have to go and make things so complicated?
I don't know. She acts like Britney Spears. Her 2008 breakdown that she had, that was very famous, that was just a glitch. That was
And the 2024 one?
another glitch. Paul McCartney died in the 1960s. Megan Fox looks a little different. That's because, you know who, weatherman Al Roker, he's a clone.
Yeah, you can't lose all that weight that fast.
Bill Gates has been dead since 2013.
Thank goodness.
His wife Melinda, his wife Melinda was replaced by a male clone because he's secretly gay. Well, his clone is secretly gay. And that's why Bill Gates and Melinda Gates split up.
Okay. I think I can roll with that.
The basis of all this is that apparently the Illuminati have a clone farm, and it's all to further the Dark Cabal's interests.
Why don't they just let us visit the clone farm and sell tickets to that? I'd go.
I think everybody would be a lot more panicked, and they would just be like, okay, I'm gonna get in line then if I know that you have the power to clone and kill indiscriminately. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna actually come to a full stop at this stop sign. I'm not gonna roll through it.
But then what if I clone the Illuminati and we fight them with our own Illuminati?
Is that what Attack of the Clones is about? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the basis.
Well, spoiler alert. And, of course, we'll get into one more theory, and you knew she had to be eventually involved. Taylor Swift is not only cloned, but she's a high satanic priestess.
Of course she had to be big in the other witch world, too.
They say that she is the spitting image of the artist Zena Shrek, who was the former high priestess of the Church of Satan. They say the resemblance is uncanny. Should we look it up?
I think that name's catchier than Taylor Swift.
Zena Shrek?
Yeah.
I'm going to look her up.
Now I'm listening. Now I want to know. Okay, let me hear the deep cut.
Zena Shrek. Let's see. You know what?
What? She's got a virus?
No, there is a little bit of a resemblance here.
Well, in general,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, who do you think?
I think it's the tones of lipstick and... I mean, because Nicole Kidman kind of looks like that, too, so...
Dude, that looks a lot like her, doesn't it?
Maybe there's only like 4 or 5 types of facial structures and stuff.
Well, it's pretty clear to me that we've got ourselves a clone, folks.
Yeah.
We got ourselves a clone.
Don't tell her we know yet.
Shh.
We got to trap her.
That way we can sneak up on her, get her killed, you know? Mm-hmm. Go back to Click, Click, Boom. Go back to outrageous conspiracy theories. Mm-hmm. And, yeah.
I'm glad all the Alex fans are probably tuning in now.
You say that her work is replete with satanic symbols. Shane Lynch of the boy band Boyzone says her Eras tour in particular is rife with demonic rituals, pentagrams, and other occult insignia.
Absolutely.
She likes the color red, which, you know, if somebody like they gotta be a satanic priestess, don't they? It's a telltale sign of who is this guy? Who's Shane Lynch of the boy band Boyzone?
Boyzone.
There's also ritualistic chants of the Swifties and her fans. And a lot of people say this is all part of, it's another mark of the beast. That she's the Antichrist. Here she is. She's trying to do stuff to our kids. I'm glad that we're bringing back the satanic panic of the 80s. I grew up in the satanic panic of the 80s, and it was wonderful. It was truly, truly wonderful. I remember a mother barging in one time, and she said, "Are you all playing Dungeons and Dragons?" We weren't. We were just hanging out. She literally was watching television and heard about Dungeons and Dragons as satanic, so she decided we were. She was not a well woman.
Was it the local news just doing that?
It was the local news. It was Donahue. It was all the talk shows that our kids are being turned out onto the satanic streets by these introductory games.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, we're like hanging out and playing like Star Wars or something. And she's like, "Show me your hands. Show me your hands." I was like, oof, somebody needs to slow down on the airplane bottles.
I guess real problems like cancer we were barely learning about.
Yeah. Critics of the theory point to Swift's album 1989, named for her natural birth year, as evidence that she wasn't cloned. But this guess what? This shows how little people know about cloning. You know what I mean?
I think that
clones aren't born. They're
eventually
made.
This will happen, and maybe it is happening. Maybe there are clones. I like that. I think it was a book called The Lottery, but it's called The Island. The movie is, they have a whole island of clones. And if they pretend you win the lottery and get taken away, and if you're ready, someone's ready to use your organs in the real world.
That's it? That's how it works?
That's pretty good.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. How about a big round of applause right there for, can we get one of those rounds of applause? That's the end of today's Click, Boom. We'll come back to it like tomorrow or whatever.
I like it.
There you go.
I love it.
Do you have any interest in seeing the Fall Guy? You know,
Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Gosling?
It's Ryan Gosling. Bob was talking about it yesterday.
Yeah.
And then that's what got us into talking about. My brain just did, what do you call that? It glitched? It
Space?
just glitched.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
'Cause that's not what I wanted to say. Are you watching Baby Reindeer?
Yeah. So I finished it.
Oh, you did? You finished it?
Yeah. And I know that I saw People magazine saying that lady, the alleged stalker, is now trying to sue, but it's like nobody knew who you were, right?
She outed herself.
Yeah.
And I guess I didn't understand because I thought they were saying, please don't try to figure out who the comedian was that this is about.
You figured it out?
Well, somebody said that the guy who's starring in it is the comedian that it's about. He's the comedian that all this happened to.
Oh.
And he wrote this. What I misunderstood was he was saying, please don't try to figure out who the stalker was. Please don't try to figure out who that was.
Oh.
And out them. And then apparently the stalker is now outed herself.
Well, yeah. Because if all of the movie is true, then yeah, she's not completely right in that.
I've only gotten through episode 4. Everybody said episode 4 is insane and triggering. It wasn't so much for me, but I understand why it was for some people.
Because that's just a Saturday night for you.
No, but I think they were just saying, hey, if you've ever been groomed, it's going to be a little triggering for you. But I see a lot of things that happen in Baby Reindeer that make me scared for myself because it's the same kind of habits I have about things.
Which one are you, the stalker or the reindeer?
The reindeer, I guess.
Okay.
Like I will feel bad for somebody who is, I perceive as being lonely.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Because I empathize heavily with that.
I had someone who used to come to my house unannounced and would do things that were probably inappropriate behavior-wise. Mm-hmm. And I remember I would feel bad. So I would say things, and when now as an adult, I'm like, "What are you doing, dude? I would say, "Well, let's go to lunch. Let's go to lunch." And I'd be like, "Oh, I feel bad for them because they feel bad now, and I'll take them to lunch, and then they'll feel all better, and then that'll be the end of things, right?"
Yeah. And
all you do is you perpetuate the issue.
I've done that, and sometimes you're nice, sometimes you get took for things, and sometimes the scorpion stings the frog.
Yeah. And I think I passed it on to my kids. When I was watching last night, I was thinking about my daughter because I was talking to her about when she was little, being, kindness and being kind to those who need kindness, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's the lessons that you try to pass on to your kids when they're younger. I think she was picking her nose or eating Cheerios or something, right? As I talked to her. But she was talking about this kid at her school who was, I'm not going to identify anything about him. I will just say he was a bit ostracized because of his behaviors.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
And he had a few, what are the words can I say abnormalities, or am I canceled if I say a kid had an abnormality?
For right now, I think that's maybe the
What
best
do we say about when someone has a brain thing now? We don't say that they're...
Divergent?
Oh, okay. He had some diversity.
Okay. Neurologically.
And physically.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Now I'm a good person? Mm-hmm. I can
Better.
Now I can walk down the streets without people booing me or throwing paint on me?
I can't guarantee that.
And dude, I told her, hey, she was talking about this kid, and I was like, well, maybe one day you can be nice to him. Because she was talking about how he would sit alone at recess or whatever. So she decided one day to sit with him. So what are you reading? And she talked to him about his book and stuff like that. So she was like, yeah, he's a nice kid, and he's actually not that uninteresting. He says some funny stuff. And I was like, do you see what you're doing? You're being very nice. And then one day he said, well, you're my girlfriend. And she said, no, I'm not your girlfriend. I'm just your friend. And then he went around the school telling everybody that they had made out.
Oh.
And all this other stuff. And she was like, what the heck? And I just said, well, I forgot to tell you this part. Men are scum. And then also you should be kind to people who are being left out. I guess what I mean is you should be kind to only girls who are being left out.
Oh, man. She got Ralph Wiggum'd.
Yeah, dude. Exactly. She got Ralph Wiggum'd. Hardcore. And then he just told everybody that she was like, she's a bitch. She was like, I don't get it. I'm the only one nice to this kid. And then everyone's like, why'd you make out with him?
Tell me. Oh, man.
She was like, I didn't make out with him. I'm like, that's not what he says. He says y'all made out.
That's permanent reputation damage.
Well, you know what I mean? I was like, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?
I guess you can. I'm trying to think if I was the victim of some...
You ever had like a girl that kind of stalked you or anything?
I wish.
Or a dude? Like you ever had like one of those weirdo kids who decided you guys were best friends and you weren't really friends with them at all?
No, I was kind of a loner weirdo too, like today. But I did have a couple of best friends, and then I don't know, because I was always a cut up. I would always joke around or roast people too.
Yeah.
So if you were a kid that was kind of ostracized for some reason or something like that, then you might get made fun of. But that's how I communicated in family, and maybe I've said some hurtful things before to people not knowing.
I'm sorry that you did that, dude.
And I apologize to all of them.
Do you? You want to call them each individually this morning and apologize? I'd like to hear the apologies.
I think it made them stronger.
I don't. There's no part of me that believes you right now. There's no part of me that believes you. Well, I'm into episode 4 of the show, and I guess everybody is it the new Squid Games?
I think it's the new, yeah.
Like everybody, I feel like a lot of people are chatting about the baby reindeer, and I feel like it's like I don't even think it's that amazing, or the acting is so incredible. I mean, I guess it's actually pretty good.
I think Martha was an amazing actress, whatever. And the thing is that the story itself is like a basic ass Lifetime movie story. Yes. But I guess it's just presented well. I don't know. I tried to get my mom to watch it because I know she would love it.
You think your mom would like it?
She loves Lifetime movies. So, and this has that kind of edge. I hope it doesn't turn off some men, but it's super interesting.
It's super interesting. And then I also find it interesting as like someone who's been a comic to watch this guy doing what I think is probably the worst comedy I've ever seen in my life.
That's what part I know you love. It's
so cringe-inducing every time he goes to the stage, and I'm like, and he's like, I want to be a comedian, and I'm like, but you're not funny. So like you have this huge desire to be something that you can't be.
You don't know any comedians like that, or anybody trying to be funny that reminds you of this guy?
No, he's trying to be a clown at a comedy club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's
yeah.
unky. And he's trying to do, he's got that. He goes, oh, let's go to the props. And I'm like, oh, God.
Became a vegetarian today, and he just pulled the little hat with the mink on it. I thought maybe just the characters are great. I don't know what's played up, what's not, but it's a good-ass movie. It's a fun ride.
Yeah, and I like that it's like 30-minute episodes or whatever. More shows need to stop giving me an hour. I'd rather watch two 30-minute. I'd watch two 40-minute episodes as opposed to one hour.
I like it. I hope there's not a part 2 or something. With the new news and everything.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully there's not. They just leave it alone. Good mornings with Matt and Bob. Bob taking a knee, but hey, we're powered up. We got the man. Choo choo. Lenny Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz has got some explaining to do, and he'll do it.
Report the news. That's what I do.
It's Bob Fonseca's Rock and Roll News.
That's right. We're going to find out why Lenny Kravitz decided he should work out in leather pants. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Matt Bearden, in for the suffering Bob Fonseca. Bob Fonseca's Rock and Roll News. We're here for you every day to make sure that you're clued in on all the top rock and roll headlines.
That's so Bob.
It is, absolutely. Hey, our well wishes go out to Bob Fonseca. He woke up this morning missing both arms. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, let's talk about the Grateful Dead. You know, the Grateful Dead?
The Dead.
Yeah, one of the few bands where most of the people are what the band is. That's right, Dead. A new interactive experience is opening at the Venetian Resort, Las Vegas, to celebrate the Grateful Dead. The Dead Forever experience will offer fans a chance to see exclusive content over 2 floors inside the resort. Maybe you're headed up there for one of those Dead experience shows at the Sphere. Why not head across the street to the Venetian and shell out a few more dollars while you're at it? Hey, what happens in Vegas, spending money, stays in Vegas. Just like all of your money. The Dead Forever experience, it's going to be held in conjunction with that Dead & Company residency at the Sphere Las Vegas, and fans will be able to see a scale recreation of the infamous Wall of Sound. That's the massive sound system that was created for the Grateful Dead concerts in 1974. Because you need as many speakers as possible when you blare out something like St. Stephen, Dark Star.
What does hippie merch consist of? Is there a hacky sack with their name on it? And
there's gonna be hacky sacks. There's gonna be those sandals made out of rope. There'll be some T-shirts that haven't been washed since the 1970s. There'll be a whole collection of stuff that's been found in deadheads' beards. Oh my God, is that a tractor? There will also be an immersive art exhibition from Mickey Hart. He's one of the drummers.
Love him.
And love that he's getting an opportunity to showcase his art that, were he not a part of the Grateful Dead, no one would ever care to look at. A photography exhibit with more than 100 images captured of the band, all from the position of the drummer. Well, here's Phil's ass, and here's the backside of Jerry. The store will also... Oh, get this. I had no idea I would find this line in the story. Apparently, there will be a retail store that will offer exclusive merchandise. I had no idea that would be part of the immersive experience. Did you even suspect that there would be a merchandise store?
It's so psychedelic. The doors go ding and open when I reach it.
Oh, my goodness. This is truly incredible. If you want to see a bunch of aged lawyers who've just retired and have their hair pulled back in a ponytail from the sides because there's no hair left on top, kind of a little bit chubby in a tie-dye shirt, a guy who's just keeping it cool and keeping it trendy, also who's voting for Trump and drives a Corvette, well, he'll definitely be there. The experience is free and will be open 5 days a week for the duration of the Dead & Company's residency. Oh, man. What do you think, Chewy? Should we hop in a 1969 VW bus and head out to Vegas to check out the experience?
Yes.
Just the two of us. That way there's plenty of room in the back of the bus for all the merchandise we purchase.
Let's go back in time.
Oh, my God. I love my Grateful Dead juicer. You know, somehow my clean living and the juice I have is so much better when it comes from an official Grateful Dead juicer.
Oh, my goodness. My Grateful Dead air fryer can fry whole chicken in 20 minutes.
Wow. What's that I smell? Is that... Oh, that's nice. That's chicken. Hey, Lenny Kravitz says, I've got some explaining to do, and you need to listen. It's been weeks now since the rock star went viral for posting a video of himself pumping iron at a gym dressed in leather pants.
You don't
right?
need to explain.
He says, I'm always working out in leather pants or jeans and boots or whatever. Hey, look, I'm not doing cardio. If I'm doing cardio, obviously I'm going to wear sweats, probably made of leather, because I'm going to be sweating all over the place. But if I'm just pumping a couple of weights, bro, I don't even sweat.
Yeah.
I don't even sweat. I'm too cool to sweat, ladies.
I like that he stepped up to the press conference just to say that he doesn't sweat, just to brag more.
Lenny went on to further clarify. He said, look, I'm coming from somewhere or I'm going somewhere. And I just don't care. I pop into the gym. I got a 45 extra minutes. We're going to hit it. We're going to quit it. And then I'm going to run to where I'm going. So, I just got to pump a little iron. That's all he's saying. Oh, I'm not going to take the time to change it. You know what I mean?
I agree with him. Just not with the leather pants.
I didn't do that to be like, oh, let me be different and wear leather pants and glasses. He said, no. It's just me walking in off the street to the gym, pump a little iron, and then I got to go. Perfectly. That's a great explanation.
But you want swamp ass the rest of the day?
He doesn't sweat. How could he get swamp ass?
Everybody's crevices are crevicing.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
He's Lenny Kravitz.
No crevice.
Kravitz ended the press conference by saying, I know what I'm doing, and my trainer knows what he's doing. And I know my body and what my body does and what it can do and how it feels. And guess what? It's all good. I've trained with elite athletes. I train with football players, NFL and NBA stars.
Yeah.
I train with MLB stars, wrestlers, boxers. I've played with them all.
All in leather pants.
And I won't mention any names, but they're all people you would know.
What?
Take that. So, they'll tell you I train very seriously. They'll also tell you that I'm apparently a bit of a nutbag.
He better stop bragging. Jake Paul's going to challenge him to a fight. His 50-year-old self.
Anyway, he just says, yeah. So it's just, it's all hey, look, it's just because he popped it. Look, he wears leather on the streets because he wears leather in them sheets. Oh, wow. You think he has leather sheets on his bed? I bet that's comfortable.
I don't know.
To sleep under some leather sheets.
It's hard to make fun of him because he's just so perfect.
He is one of the most attractive 96-pound men that's out there. That works out for him. Hey, Sammy Hagar. Good news for Sammy Hagar. Guess what he just got? He got his very own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He was even joined by celebrities like John Mayer and your best friend, Chewy, Guy Fieri.
Oh, man.
Fieri.
What a combination.
Yeah, he got his very own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He was speaking to a crowd of onlooker. The one-time Van Halen frontman said his mother was in love with the Walk of Fame. So receiving the 2,779th star was a dream come true for him. Not his mom, though. She's sadly passed away.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Mammy Hagar.
She couldn't live past 55.
Oh.
Yeah, very bad, sad for her. He said she was really in love with the movie industry and Clark Gable and all those guys. He says he remembers seeing this thing and thinking, wow, man, it's way beyond a dream. I wish one day I could have a star there. And he even said, I wish I could work out in leather pants. And he could only choose one, and he chose the star. He says it's one of those dreams that he dreamed, and now... Wow. Which is a beautiful statement. This is one of those dreams that I dreamed, and now, Wow.
Always been a poet.
You know, if one of you kids out there that's listening ever decides to become, a valedictorian, and you're giving a speech to your classmates, what a great way to let them know how good you feel. This is one of those dreams that I dreamed, and now, wow. Mayer actually surprised the crowd when he said Hager's reputation as a partier isn't accurate. He said the singer-guitarist doesn't party. He says he celebrates. He celebrates being alive. He celebrates his friends. He celebrates their talents and their accomplishments. He celebrates a celebration as a thing in itself.
Both of these guys really throwing the words out there. Wordsmiths.
Unbelievable. In fact, the Hollywood Walk of Bros, they got a star right there. Let me give you one more story, and then we'll move on to the kids' tunes. Good kids' tales. This one's for people who aren't solely into the rock and roll, that like a little bit of the extra. I would call it the alt culture. But the band Squeeze and Boy George have decided they're going to headline a U.S. tour together. Squeeze Me Boy George, it's called.
I love it.
It's going to kick off in Eugene, Oregon. It wraps up September 22nd in Orlando, Florida. The two acts will take turns opening and closing the show. Tickets go on sale to the general public this Friday, May 3rd. Joey, if you could pick two artists from the 80s that could tour together, who would it be? Now, you can't include Prince because, sadly, he's passed away, okay?
Okay.
You could choose the band Cameo, however, if you wanted to. There's Culture Club, the Jets. Let's see, who else is out there? Huey Lewis and the News?
That's a good one.
Okay, how about Huey Lewis and the band Dead or Alive?
Ooh, I don't know. I might still go Metallica. And then maybe let's do...
You see Metallica as an 80s band?
Well, I mean, they were in the 80s. All right, fine. I'll go Run DMC.
All right. Okay.
And I think that would pair
Way
well.
to pick a band that has a dead member.
Slayer.
All right.
I think that's a solid lineup.
Raining in What's Up Blood. Huh?
Ooh, yeah.
You like it? That's the name of the concert series. Oh, my God, it's time for the Rock and Roll News Junior! Now, I want to apologize to all the kids out there. There's no way I can give you the same Rock and Roll News Junior that your second father, Bob Fonseca, delivers to you.
Could be your real
day.
father. Kids.
I can't deliver that to you. I don't have the same quality. I don't have the talent he has. I don't have the talent, but you know what? And it's something I want you to remember in life. Just because you don't have the natural talent doesn't mean you give up. You work harder, and you do the best that you can do every single day. Now, I've got some bad news for you kids out there. Very sad news as well. But, your overlord, Kim Kardashian, she's been rumored to be hooked up with and dating Odell Beckham Jr. Could this be the one? Will young Kim finally find long-lasting happiness? Well,
not if
sadly,
Odell can help it.
It's not going to happen because they have admitted it's over, and it's just fizzled out. They were rumored to have started dating as far back as 2023. I think part of it is, Kim's been so busy jetting around the country, opening Skims shops. Skims? That's where some of you all go. Maybe you're a teenage girl, and you go and you spend too much money at the Skims store. And your brother, you make him wait outside, and he's miserable and bored. That's right. That's what Skims is. They admit, hey, look, there wasn't a ton of PDA like we had as some other times we've been coupled up, but there was a lot of touching. We enjoyed holding hands. It's just not going to work out for us. Kim Kardashian's 43, Baltimore Ravens wide receiver Odell Beckham, 31. They were spotted recently. They were exiting the Vanity Fair Oscar party in March. They've been hanging out a lot, but apparently it's all over. Now, I want to tell you something. I'm hoping Odell Beckham will behave like a gentleman. And you young men out there, when you break up with a girl, it's going to hurt a little bit. It's kind of sad. But that doesn't mean that you attack her in public. You don't tell your friends anything bad about that person, right? And even if somebody says to you, well, why'd you break up? And it's hard to say, well, I don't know, and my feelings are hurt. You just say, because we've decided to go separate ways. And then that makes you more of a class act. And
Well,
ladies,
I heard she got boogers.
No.
She's got boogers.
Don't say that about her. She doesn't have boogers. She's a plenty nice person. We've just decided to go separate ways. See, that's me being a classy gentleman. Young men, that's what you want to do out there for the ladies. And ladies, you don't go out there and say, well, I broke up with him because he smells funny and he's got a little TT. You don't do that because that's going to crush the boy, and eventually he'll take down names and maybe he'll, I don't know, harm a school. Well, we don't want that to happen, do we? We want you all to be perfectly nice to each other. Just sometimes do what Kim's doing. Ladies, somebody breaks your heart, you know what you do? You open up a franchise of bra shops all around this country.
That'll show 'em.
Or panties and bras. Maybe, gentlemen, you open a panty shop.
You ever
I've
had
gotten a
enough
little off
panties?
topic.
That's
I apologize. Let's get out the rock and roll news salute, please. This rock and roll news salute goes out to the man who created this entire event. We're hoping he's feeling a little better. He's at home feeling kind of sick. And if you do pray or you feel mojo, send the good mojo across the city. You're going to need to put extra effort into it because he lives way on the edge of town. Way on the edge of town. You're going to want to have to give it an extra push. But hopefully it'll get out there to wherever he is and help him clean the moquitos out of his, it's not nariz. Nariz?
Nariz.
¿Cómo se dice nose? Nariz?
I'm sure.
Anyway, this one goes out to Papa Zecca.
Yes. Put a little extra prosciutto out.
This is today's rock and roll news. Now, I know we didn't do the same great job that Bob Fonseca does. It's not VIP without B-O-B, but it can be half-assed with M-A-T-T. That's what I've got to say. I'm hoping that you did okay, and that's all I can do is do the best that I can. What happened? There we go. This is my apology to all of you out there. This is the song, All Apologies. And if I could write a song right now for the job that I've done, this would be the song that I wrote. Stick around. In just 3 minutes, someone's going to win Barry Manilow tickets. We're kind of overrunning with tickets these days. We've got tickets for Barry Manilow. We've got tickets for Megadeth. We have tickets for tomorrow night's show at Cap City featuring... Well, it's rife with show personalities. The show's headlined by Sawyer Stull, your very own Dr. Hot Dog.
We love him.
The feature act, Avery Moore, who's a regular fill-in on the show.
My personal favorite.
The opener for the show is me, as I'm doing part of my, we all decided we were going to do New Year's resolutions this year. And one of my resolutions was I was going to get back on stage. It's been 4 years since I did stand-up. Stopped a while for the COVID, and had a little bit of a stroke.
Had a little bit of a stroke. And then I think after a while, I kind of used both of those things as an excuse just because I was a little afraid of getting back out there. But this will be my third set. It's opening. It's easy to do. Anyway, that's happening Thursday at Cap City Comedy Club, 8 p.m. We'll be giving away tickets for that later in the morning. We have those Megadeth tickets. Which should we give away right now, Megadeth or Barry Manilow? You know, I'd hate to say it, but I think Megadeth might be a bigger...
I think it's a bigger prize, so maybe we save it for later?
For a crowd, yeah.
I feel like, so here's the thing. I feel like since we're in the drop-off zone right now, there's probably a lot of moms out there. Sorry to Barry to be sexist and decide there's not a lot of dads that want to go see Barry Manilow, but there might be some dads in cars right now doing a drop-off. How amazing would it be if you won tickets to go see Barry Manilow and they could give those to mom for Mother's Day? By the way, Barry Manilow tickets, perfect Mother's Day gift.
She might love you, actually.
We've been saying that because when they sent over, usually they just send over and there's just a buy and that's it. But in this one, they were like, could you please mention that Barry would like it mentioned that he's a perfect Mother's Day gift, which I think is very sweet on Mr. Manilow's part.
He knows his crowd.
Hey guys, it's Barry. Can I just ask a favor? Would you mind Would you mind telling everybody I'm a pretty good Mother's Day gift? Our show is pretty good for moms. Moms like me. They do.
Damn.
Yeah, I wasn't worried that it was going to be jam-packed with dads. And,
I mean, if they were smart.
well, I don't see Barry Manilow playing the International Lawnmower Convention. Anyway, if you want to call right now, 512-834-0937. That's 512-834-0937. Here is the magic word, okay?
Okay.
You got to have a magic word in order to get through. And I want you to take like the 7th person who says the magic word.
Ooh.
Leather pants.
Leather pants?
Leather pants. Okay. Call right now. Leather pants. It's the only way that you can win these tickets. And remember, we'll have more tickets going out all morning long. Oh, that is a hell of a stretch right there. Oh, the muscles feel much better with that kind of a stretch. Chewy, what are we going to do for lunch today, man?
I don't know, because I think everybody's going to have the munchies today after the news.
The news?
Yeah.
What's that news?
I haven't read totally, but are we changing marijuana to a Schedule 3 drug nationally?
Oh, is that happening?
Let me take a look.
How the DEA is the impact of reclassifying marijuana on international treaty obligations. The DEA is moving to reschedule marijuana as a less dangerous drug, which could have a huge impact on federal drug policy. The proposal would remove cannabis from the list of Schedule 1 drugs. That includes things like heroin and LSD, and reclassify it as a Schedule 3 along less dangerous substances like ketamine or steroids. Okay, hang on. Whoa.
That's right.
Ketamine is a Schedule 3 and LSD is a Schedule 1? That doesn't make sense.
I know you're relating them because they're both dissociatives, but does LSD have any benefits?
Yeah, it makes the wall way better to watch. What do you mean, does it have any benefits?
I don't think we've studied on LSD. Like you said, they did it during the MK Ultra days, but I don't know if we found any benefit to it. I love it too.
But don't you feel like if you work for the DEA and it's your job to categorize and schedule these drugs, don't you think you should have to take all of them first?
I would categorize them as the ones I like the most, and not really benefit wise.
Look,
this is what I think in order on what you should try. Let's start off with this.
Here's what I would do.
This is another level.
I would take.
I don't think they're doing it right.
Heroin, meth, crack. I put all the. Here's how I do. I would schedule it on what does it do to a woman's face. Right?
Yeah.
Because we've all seen the girl walking around this city somewhere, usually under a bridge or something, and you're like, I bet she was probably a looker at one point, but she's got a taste for the rock.
I think they're all...
And it's not looking good right now. Too many sores that she's picking.
I think they're all addictive somehow. I'll even throw marijuana in there. I mean, who knows?
Maybe. What do you mean, who knows?
I mean, who knows? Who can say?
Well, I think that, I don't know.
Okay.
Is there anybody who occasionally gets itchy and has to go and goes, guys, I'll be right back, and then runs out to his car real quick and comes back and does the show?
I've never sucked or done anything for a grand,
where you trying to go?
I did it for fun. All right. I think they should rank them like what I think you should try. Like, I think marijuana you should try before alcohol, in my opinion.
Why is that? Explain why you should try marijuana before alcohol.
Alcohol, I think, is a little more, it's damaging to more things if addicted to it. Here, memory's going to suffer. And then depending on your personality type, I don't know, you might be personality type A or B, and so it could have different effects in that way.
Do you think you should do LSD first, then marijuana, then alcohol?
No, I don't think so, because you're not ready for that kind of high. You're not ready for that.
So you're telling me
alternative.
You're telling me as a kid I did it wrong.
Yeah, you did acid first before marijuana.
Yeah.
Okay, so marijuana is a type of I mean, it's like a mild type of acid or something, like a mild.
Wait, now,
hallucinogen.
It's not a mild marijuana is not mild LSD. Let's not put that out there.
No, not at all. You're not seeing things, but it's a mild like.
You're seeing things. You're seeing Hostess ho-hos go into your pie hole.
It's and it makes you hungry. I think it's probably more benefits than a lot of the side effects. Alcohol, I think we just kind of romanticized a lot throughout because it was legal for a long time. And then that prohibition thing really made it seem like a fight for the people at the time, which we're not doing for marijuana.
Do you know why I think we're more chill about it? Because you can dose alcohol way easier than you can anything else.
And you can make more money off of it, I feel.
I think, but it's still that goes back to the dosing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can drink a beer, or I can drink 10 beers. But I can control the speed at which I'm drinking those. Some people can. And I can also just go, okay, I'm done with my buzz. I'm going to drink some water and hang out here for an hour and a half and be done. But no one has ever said, I'm ready to be done with this acid trip. Hey, guys, I'm just going to hang out here for like an hour and then I'll be good. Because you don't know. You don't know. You have punched a ticket to a train ride with no destination.
Correct. Or, yeah.
Is it going to be 2 hours? Will it be until tomorrow morning? Don't know. Don't know.
I don't know. But I think that's a great thing that marijuana is coming down to Schedule 3 because now it can be looked at nationally as something that has medical benefits.
Yeah, but you said earlier, I think everyone's going to be hungrier at lunch today because this doesn't mean that suddenly it's going to be legal nationally.
Look, it absolutely means nothing to me because it doesn't matter if it's legal, illegal. Y'all are pro marijuana or anti marijuana. Y'all think it's morally right or don't. It doesn't. At the end of the day,
you're high.
I'm gonna smoke a joint. I don't know. Your daddy likes it. Your mama likes it.
Can I say something?
It doesn't matter.
Can I correct you on place?
Sure.
You said at the end of the day you're going to smoke a joint.
And at the beginning
of the day, and then about every hour after that. I don't want you to minimize how much weed you smoke, okay?
Yeah.
And I don't want you to say that it's just good because you're not someone who comes home at the end of a long, hard day and smokes. You're a guy who, at about 10 o'clock today, will run out to the car. Mm-hmm. Then you'll come back, and then we'll agree where we want to go to lunch. And you go, okay, I'll see you there. And then I'll go in and get a table, and then you'll show up with like Pigpen from the Peanuts.
Oh,
you have a little bit of smoke
lines?
just kind of coming off of you a little bit.
Lines?
And you'll look at the menu and go, ooh, I think I'll do 6 tacos today.
I'll do the menu, though. Look, okay. So in Texas, I feel like, and I've even heard people say this, it's pretty much legal, like in Austin.
Yeah. I mean,
pretty much.
It is not unusual now to go downtown, and if there's a patio at a bar, for people just to be smoking weed out in the open on a patio now. That just happens on a regular basis. It used to happen only at some bars where they turned a blind eye a decade ago. And now I think it's just a regular thing that happens.
But now,
depending on the area of town you're in.
Because I don't even want to talk about this, but like the airport, I don't think gives an S either. I know people are like bringing some snacks back.
I don't think the airport has ever given an S coming through.
Both ways, I've heard.
Well, TSA doesn't really care because they just don't care, I don't think.
Right, that little gummy.
And there's still cops walking around with dogs, you got to remember that. And guess what? I think they care.
They're looking for explosives, though. That little gummy bear isn't going to explode. All right?
Okay.
So.
You ever not looked at the package and then eaten the whole gummy and then gone, oh?
When I first went to the first cannabis cup, I ate about 200 and something milligrams.
Why?
Because I didn't know what it meant. I was just like, oh, man, this candy bar's got weed in it. I'm going to eat the candy bar.
What happened to you when you ate 200 milligrams?
We went to a Colorado Rockies game, and I fell asleep.
And you're still there?
I fell asleep in the middle of a baseball game.
Well, that has proven nothing to me. One of the easiest places in the world to fall asleep is a baseball game.
It was a good time. So I don't. Now I'll F around and get a panic attack if I eat too many edibles.
Really?
I'm more prone to anxiety now. as I'm older.
The edibles give you like a panic. Like, what do you think's happening to you?
If I eat over like 50 milligrams, well, nothing. I know nothing's happened to me. Everybody with anxiety can usually step out and be like...
You just get that feeling like you can't breathe or something?
I'm like, look, you can breathe right now. Your heart is just pumping because, it's triggered whatever. Here we go again.
So far, 38 states have legalized medical marijuana. 24 states have legalized recreational use. There are only 12 states in America that do not have any kind of legalized cannabis, and of course, one of them is the state of Texas. The move of rescheduling will not outright legalize cannabis, but it would acknowledge medical uses and would reduce overall criminal penalties if you got busted. I still am kind of amazed that ketamine is on the lowest schedule. Did it get moved there at some point so they could research it?
I don't know. Can you do a little bit and be fine?
Can I get ketamine somewhere? Is there a vending machine for it? I don't mean to sound like a ketamine head, like I'm a freaky, like I got to have ketamine all the time. It's just that I got it at the hospital one time. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you right now, chef's kiss.
See, I had no idea that there were people like fighting for ketamine. Like there was a ketamine lobby that started getting this, or was it always there?
I don't have any answers for that. Like I said, I went to the hospital and I had something going on with my nerves, my nervous system that was not right. And I was trying to explain to them there is something wrong with my head right now, and it's making me suicidal. It had been about 6 or 7 hours into this crazy ice pick stabbing pain at the top of my head, and then it would shoot down kind of to about my belly button. But it would go boom, and it'd be done. And then it would go boom, boom, and then it'd be done. Boom. I think sometimes they call them thunderclap headaches, something like that. I don't know. Oh. And I went in and I said, I am in extreme pain. I'm miserable. I can't concentrate. My vision's blurry. And they gave me some kind of like tramadol or something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, it's done. It did me no good. And they could see that my blood pressure was still highly elevated, and and my heart rate was way up. And they gave me something else. I don't remember what. I guess there's a lot of people in there that are shopping for drugs, too. I could hear it. And I think that's a problem that they have to try to avoid, because I could hear, like, the guy next to me, he was saying that he was pretty sure he'd broken his hand. And they're like, sure, you haven't broken your hand. We took an x-ray. And he's like, well, it hurts. And then they gave him a prescription for ibuprofen, and he lost his mind. He was livid. And he was insisting. He's like, this doesn't do me any good. I've got to have opioids. And they were like, yeah, you're shopping for drugs. You can't have them here. Anyway, that at one point a nurse came in and said, okay, well, we're going to try this. This sometimes helps us with headaches. And he said, I'm going to need you to, he had a syringe, and he said, I'm going to kind of shoot this up your nose. You need to breathe in as I do this. And I didn't realize he was going to try to drown me, because I didn't realize that it was like liquid, right? I thought it'd be powder or something. And he shot a liquid at my nose, and I was like, and I thought I was drowning. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. It was a terrible feeling, like being waterboarded.
Yeah.
And I go, dude, what was that? And he goes, it's ketamine. And I thought he was joking with me. I go, because I
don't have to sign anything?
Well, I'd always heard of ketamine. I was like, oh, ketamine, the K-hole, the date rape drug, right? I didn't know that they kept it in hospitals. Mm-hmm. And he goes, it's ketamine. And I was like,
This is actually mine.
And he goes, it is ketamine. And I was like, but there's a cop right there. That's what I was thinking. Mm-hmm. And he's like, do you need anything? And I was like, am I allowed to listen to headphones? He goes, sure. And I go, can you turn the lights down? I was like, sure. And then the pain went away. Mm-hmm. But then I felt better about life for months after that. Months.
Interesting.
It is interesting. You know what else is interesting?
What?
It's time for the big, thick headlines.
Damn, boy. Lean in now for some...
Damn, boy, he's thick. Boy, that's a thick-ass boy.
thick headlines.
We've been talking about this for a while on this show. For over 2 years, we've been talking about it. Receding lakes. You get a big downpour like we had over the weekend. You think, oh, good, water.
Yes.
But guess what? We are so behind in water. We are on the edge of some real treachery here. Central Texas remains gripped by a drought. It's on track to become the worst drought Central Texas has ever seen. Reservoirs at Lake Travis and Buchanan are a combined 42% full. They're supposed to be around between 95 and 100% full, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? Lake Travis, 38% full right now. It is dire. This is where we get a lot of our drinking water in the Austin and neighboring communities, and we're almost out. And I don't know if you know this. It's not like we can say, well, how long will that last? We don't know, because guess what?
What?
People continue moving here. People continue. And guess all those people? Now, the people moving here from California, they drink only Fiji water. We all know that, right? Fiji water inside of a Tesla. We all know the stereotypes. But the rest of us need good old-fashioned lake water filled with amoeba and worm and all that stuff.
Yes.
That's how we stay strong as Texans.
Straight from the hose.
Some people will go, oh, wow, we got an inch of rainfall at my house last weekend. I guess the drought's over. John Hoffman, he's the executive vice president of water for the LCRA, the Lower Colorado River Authority, and he says that's not even close. It's not even close. 1 inch of water does very little to help us overall. He says we are now at the point where discretionary water use is a big, big deal.
Will there be a lake anymore, say, 10 years from now?
I don't know. There's a part of me that does not think that there will be. I also think there's an issue, because I think that like the city has done a horrendous job of explaining this to people, because I think they don't want to hurt the economy and they don't want businesses to stop moving here. So they are not banging the drum and telling people, hey, we're literally in a super panic mode.
We'll just wait for the disaster.
They continue to let people, water lawns and what have you. We're in a really bad situation. Water's going to run out, and the only thing they're going to be able to do to really control it is to change pricing of water. You're going to start paying $200 a month for your water bill, just for your water bill.
I'm just going to leave that bath water in there.
What you can do is to do your own water portioning, if you will. If you've got sprinklers at your house, sprinkle before 5 a.m. or after 7 p.m. They're asking you to do it Wednesdays for odd number addresses, Thursday for even number addresses, and that's it. You can add a Saturday in there if you want to, I think. If you have a swimming pool, make sure it's covered when not in use. The evaporation from an uncovered pool, you can lose up to an inch of water like every 2 days. And then that has to be refilled, constantly refilled. And if, anyway, I'm putting it out there.
That's scary stuff.
Well, I don't think people
talk about
when people go, oh, it'll be fine. I don't think they realize you're going to affect. Like if you own a house, if you're lucky enough to own a house, you're going to end up getting no money for it, because when we hit a full drought and people can't drink water and we're importing water, guess what's going to happen to the value of your house? It's going to start plummeting, because people aren't going to want to move here. They're going to go, I don't want to move to a desert.
Yeah, I'm not going to ghetto ass Austin. No water houses.
There's an elderly man who was attacked at Checo's, and it makes me really upset. When we found out that we were going to get to reform the show right after the weekend when we all got S-canned, the first place we went for lunch was Checo's. It's a Mexican restaurant. It's right there on that road that is
Koenig.
290, Koenig, Allendale. What else, how many other names does it have? 2222. It's the one that goes right through the center of town. And Checo's, Sergio Vasquez walked up to 3 people the other day, and there was 2 women and a guy, and they said, well, we don't want to pay. He dropped off the check, and they were like, well, we're not going to pay. We don't feel like paying, which I don't know.
I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know either. Apparently, what he said is, he said, okay, don't worry about it. You don't have to pay, but you need to leave now, and you're not allowed to come back to the restaurant. I guess after that many years of running the restaurant, you've dealt with enough walkouts and stuff.
It's time to get the next paying table in here.
Yeah, you're just like, look, I don't have the time in my life. He's 70 years old, and he's probably like, bruh, you think I got time for your smart ass? We're trying to figure out how to get water on the tables, because there ain't no water left in the city. And he just said, okay, well, do me a favor. Do me a favor with your spaghetti straps and your 2 big boobs. Get on out of here. So when they stood up, they just started throwing plates on the ground and busting plates. And here's what I don't get. This dude calmly was like, all right, come on, go. Like, how do you prevent from just swinging fists, going bows?
I don't know.
So as he walked out, he took his phone outside to pop a picture of the license plate so he could tell his staff, if you see these people coming back, I don't want them back in the building, right? Guy gets out of the car, starts pummeling the guy's in his 70s.
Yeah.
Dude starts pummeling him, breaks his nose, beats him up, got a bloody nose when he gets home, hurts his hand, may have a broken finger. The family one says they want to get the word out. I would say this. If you've ever eaten at Checo's and enjoyed it, I know it's one of Dr. Hot Dog's favorite joints. Maybe head in there this week. Show them a little support. This shouldn't happen in the city, especially when you talk about mom and pop, it doesn't get more mom and pop than a restaurant. When you talk about living paycheck to paycheck, it doesn't get more paycheck to paycheck than trying to operate a small establishment. And as you know, this show cares more about restaurants than anything else in the city.
That's the number one reason I'm here. So we don't have restaurants, I'm gone.
If somehow you have information about these people, I'd love for you to turn that over to APD.
Yeah.
So they could file it away.
Please don't do anything on your own. Please don't make that guy bite the curb. All right, street justice
I don't
is
think
not.
you're supposed to promote that.
I'm not promoting. I said don't. I said please don't.
You're supposed to promote that.
Please do not.
Finally, the legislature, a bunch of legislators have already said they want to punish University of Texas faculty members. Over 600 faculty members, as of Tuesday afternoon, had written a letter to, and they all signed it, to the president. They said that he needlessly put students and staff and faculty in danger by calling police to campus last week, and they said that they violated our trust. So now the legislators say, we're going to do something about it. Cody Harris, he's represents a part of East Texas. He wrote, I'll see your 500 woke faculty and raise you the Texas legislature. He says, we think the president has done a fine job cleaning up after the snot-nosed, entitled, mindless brats created by your faculty. I want to point out that it's less than 5 years ago the entire legislature signed a new law into effect protecting free speech on campus and saying that you cannot interfere with free speech on campus. Now, if you remember what was happening 5 years ago, there were things like Ben Shapiro was going to campuses and speaking, and people were trying to form circles around him so he couldn't speak. So they passed a law saying you cannot block free speech on campus. Yeah. Now, I don't want to say it seems a little hypocritical, right? But it seems a little, what's the word I'm looking for, Chewy? Hypocritical. That's it. That's the thing that I'm saying, that they don't disagree. One of the things about free speech is a lot of, I don't fully agree with how a lot of these protests are being enacted. But I do agree with the fact that it's on campus, and I think it's kind of a rite of passage for college students to join, and that's a whole point of going to college, is to start trying to learn how to get along with people you don't agree with, and then see people that you disagree with, and can you find some kind of likeness with them or whatever. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of college. And if it's confined to the campus, I got to be honest with you, it doesn't bother me at all. You can't drive across the UT campus anyway, right? It's their own little village. Let whatever's going to happen in the village happen in the village. I don't really want it spilling out into the rest of the streets because I got to be honest with you, I don't really care what's going on in the world. I'm in a hurry to go pick up my daughter, and I need you to not block my car. You want me to get on your side? You want me to actually get on the side of what you're doing? Then block traffic and let me not have to stop at a light. How about that?
That's a good deal.
Yeah, I've become a real jerk. It just seems a little odd to me that the city has done, that basically the legislature has decided they now want to crack down on free speech just 4.5 years after signing a law into effect saying free speech must be protected.
Well, I think we are the freest state within the realm of fundamentalist Christian nationalism.
Yeah. Lastly, you can get a crookie now at Whole Foods.
Now that's free.
I don't know. Are you familiar with the crookie? It's a half croissant, half cookie that's been blowing up on TikTok.
I've seen it, and I want one.
There is, the cookie croissant concoctions went viral. Whole Foods has decided to test them, and you can now get them. Even they've started recreating them. I work with croissants, I work with cookies, so I thought, okay, I'll try it. Said Erica Sklalklik. She's a culinary manager for Whole Foods. And she says that they've got them there. The crookie is $4 on sale at more than 300 Whole Foods if you want to go get a crookie. Damn. Speaking of food, later this morning. No. In fact, less than about 40 minutes away.
Damn.
Matthew Odam, food journalist from the Austin American-Statesman, will be right in here with a brand new version of Have You Tried with Matthew Odam.
Woo!
Have you tried with Matthew Odam? We're trying to name it.
Well, I like this
gamify
because that's what I base completely on, like, where I'm going to go. Like, have I tried this yet?
Well, and I even said, hey, just bring items. They don't even have to be. It doesn't even have to be like, oh, have you tried this restaurant? It can be like, have you guys tried a crookie yet?
No, yeah. 7-Eleven got a new grill roller.
Yeah,
I'm in.
I told him, hey, maybe it's just like, oh, have you tried the hot and spicy pork rinds from Bako Bits or something at the 7-Eleven? I said, doesn't matter what it is. Just bring in some items and ask them, have we tried it? And he goes, okay, I can do that.
I love it.
You do love it. Do we have a Law Tigers?
We do have a Law Tigers.
Well, we'll hear it probably somewhere in this stack, won't
Yes,
we?
we will.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carlos Santana.
And now, let the games begin. Head to head starts now.
Chewy.
This is unlicensed, hopefully.
Did you build this yesterday?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I assembled it, yeah.
This is gorgeous.
Okay. I didn't make this. Whoever made this, thank you.
Well, I know you didn't write the music, but I mean, you built the intro. Doesn't that feel good now?
I guess it sounds good. Depending on what happens here.
We've got the Google Calendar all worked out. We've got an intro now for the head-to-head. Mm-hmm. On today's head-to-head, the Cameo game.
I don't know why all AI has to be. Why can't we
British?
Yeah.
I think that somehow we've decided that the Brits sound the smartest, probably because it's been, 500 years of the Brits ruining the world.
I don't know. I want a southern, option. Like a Nolan Ryan.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. It's time for head-to-head. I'm Nolan Ryan. It's time for head-to-head.
He should lend his voice.
I love it. I think it's great. Can we hear it again from the beginning?
Oh, yeah, sure.
And now, let the games begin. Head to head starts now.
The only thing I'd ask is if we can't layer that now, starts now.
Filter on it.
We do something and really, blow that up.
I can do
and I
that.
think we're there. Mm-hmm. And then we'll need a couple of things to go underneath for the individualized games, but I think we're there.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Do you feel good about it?
I think so.
You feel great about it?
Well, if we were doing the Cameo game, we would pop
Welcome
this.
to the Cameo game, where we guess whether a celebrity knows their worth or is delusional. It's
Who are you right now?
time to play the game.
Chewy, who's that right now? Who's doing all this stuff?
I don't know. I don't even remember doing all this.
I want to make out with you right now.
I don't even remember doing this.
I'm so pleased with you right now.
I might not have done this.
This is what I know you have the ability to do. And I know that Big Al wasn't here yesterday, so you didn't have him do it.
No, Big Al's busy. He's been prepping lines for his practice date later.
Big Al's practice date come up at 9:30.
The real thing tomorrow, single in the city, speed dating with Big Al.
So today is supposed to be our first introduction to finally to head-to-head. Mm-hmm. But guess what?
What?
I can't. How am I supposed to challenge you and Bob?
I was thinking about that right when I was about to play the intro.
Well, there's only one thing we can do.
What's that?
Pivot to the people.
We do have prizes to give away.
We have great prizes to give away.
They do deserve it.
Somebody can win Megadeth tickets, right?
Yeah.
And then, sounds good, right?
I like it.
All right. If you want an opportunity to win tickets to go see Megadeth, call us right now, 512-834-0937. That's 512-834-0937. One last time, 512-834-0937. Since this is the first of the relaunched head-to-head, I want you to really burn that switchboard a couple times.
I kind of want to see Megadeth.
Let me ask you a question. That was great.
I didn't do a lot, but thank you.
What do you mean? I'm not saying you had to do a lot. I'm just saying I was just asking you to do something.
Wow.
Do you feel good today? Do you feel like, I'm going to...
I feel kind of
I
the
get to
same.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't feel a feeling of accomplishment?
No.
Does it make you feel good to have like done this little bit of extra and you could come in here, you're all prepared?
I think it should have been, done. So now it just feels like that's the way it should have been.
Well, this is no good.
I'm going to get rid of some of these.
I want you to feel like, yeah, I'm Chewy.
The feelings of accomplishment.
I'm effing Chewy. That's right, I am.
Yeah, you got to retrain your brain to get those endorphins after
Do you have endorphins left in your body after the years of doobage?
Yeah, they're somewhere in there. I get them on occasions. I mean, it's not just the doobage. Could be the depression. Different things up and down.
You just made it really real. You just made it really real.
I mean, I'm happy. It's just, my bed isn't made. All right. Let's see here. Let's go with... Haven't heard this name. Robert! Robert, you ready to come?
Hello.
Are you trying for some Megadeth tickets?
Yes, sir, buddy. I sure am.
Hey, Robert, let me ask you a question. Robert, what do you do here in our fine, fine city?
Well, I spent 25 years in the music industry working at Stubbs Barbecue and the Backyard and La Zona Rosa and Austin Music Hall. Now I'm retired from the music industry, and I just own a window tint company. I've been doing it for about 20 years.
That's fantastic. And you named some great places there. La Zona Rosa.
Damn, old school.
That's OG, and I missed that one.
Who did I see there?
Well, Bob, I imagine, Bob, if I ran into you, you'd recognize me because I've seen you many times at La Zona in the music hall and Stubbs.
I appreciate that. Bob's not actually here today. It's Matt, and so you wouldn't recognize me. And if you want to hang up, that's fine. I understand if you just wanted to chat with Bob. That sucks. You know what I mean? To get the other guy. Hang on a second, Robert. We're going to find out who you're playing against. I like finding out a little bit about people from the city. Don't you, Chew?
Well, yeah, especially that have a long history and heritage here.
But I
People
also don't
know
mind.
about La Zona Rosa.
I also don't mind if somebody's just moved here like a week ago and we find out, I'm brand new to Austin. I like to find that out as well.
I'm trying to remember who I saw at La Zona Rosa. I saw a good concert at La Zona Rosa, but I can't remember.
Last show I saw there, a guy took me to see something called Scissor Sisters. It was like some weird dance band or whatever.
It's kinky, yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Anyway,
All right, let's
who's
go.
next?
Let's find his opponent. I'm going to go to Joel here.
Joel, what's up this morning?
Yo.
Joel, what do you do in our fine city?
I like finding out a little bit about people.
What do you...
Austin Art Garage guy.
Oh, wait. Your Gana show? You could just say, hey, it's Gana show, and I would know what's going on.
So, yeah.
This is Joel, who I've known since high school.
Oh, well, this seems a little, rigged here.
I can't talk to you without asking, how's your sister doing?
Oh, my God. God damn it.
Sorry. I had a huge crush on a sister in high school. Huge crush. Absolutely,
You got a picture?
Well, no, I don't carry around a picture. I'm not a weird freak. I'm not a baby reindeer stalker type.
When's the last time you looked at her Facebook profile to check if she was still...
I've never done that.
If she was still...
I'm grown up. I'm married. I only have eyes for one person, and that's my beautiful, beautiful wife, who owns a gun and a knife.
Yeah, but in the past, you can still think about it and be,
Joel owns the Austin Art Garage, which is a great place to go check out art. Robert here helped us with some of the great music venues. This is a perfect head-to-head because we got two great Austinites. Joel, Robert, you both listen to the show. You know how games work here. If you want to ring in, your buzzer is your name. Robert, test your buzzer.
Robert.
Joel, test your buzzer.
Joel.
Oh, boy, he sounds really excited.
Joel.
He's
It's
like...
because you were talking about his sister, bro.
Well, I didn't say it in a bad way. I never did anything. I just was like, your sister's cute. Joel, does it bother you that I thought your sister was cute? Or you just annoyed because all the dudes felt that way? All right.
I don't care about that.
Okay, good.
Would you say she's cute?
Here's what you guys have to do. We're playing the Cameo game. Are you guys both familiar with the website Cameo, where you can go and you can pay a celebrity for a 2-minute video?
Yep.
Perfect. Here's what I'm going to do.
Sir.
Well, here's what you need to know, Robert, is that there is a website called Cameo where you can pay somebody and they'll send you a 2-minute video. Or a lot of people will buy them and they'll say, let me get this. Will you personalize this for my sister for her birthday or something? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you who the celebrity is, and then you're both that's right. We're not even going to ring in. You're both going to tell me how much you think that celebrity charges for a cameo. The person who comes the closest wins the point. Sound good?
Yeah.
Sounds fair.
Okay, here we go. First item up for bid. Cedric the Entertainer. Actor, comedian, Cedric the Entertainer. Robert, how much do you think Cedric the Entertainer charges you for a personalized Cameo video?
Well, Cedric, he's a pretty straight up, nice guy. I would say he likes to do a lot of involvement with his people, and I'm going to say $2,500.
$2,500, okay? And Joel, do you want to take a guess there at how much Cedric the Entertainer charges for a cameo?
$200.
$200. The winner is, for this round, first point goes to Joel. Cedric the Entertainer is charging $250. You were only off by a factor of 10, Robert.
That's not fair because Robert hasn't been on Cameo.
I know, but now he's going to understand that these things are usually, somewhere between $0 and $500.
Hey,
some people go for $1,000. Right.
I've seen a $20 joint.
Here we go. Joel, you're going to go first this round. We're looking for how much does Shooter McGavin, the actor from Happy Gilmore, in the character Shooter McGavin, how much does he charge? By the way, he has a 24-hour turnaround, and he is rated 4.99. He's had more than 1,300 cameos purchased. How much is he charging for a cameo, Joel?
$75.
$75 is a good guess. That's probably what I would guess. Robert, what do you want to guess as the how much is Shooter McGavin, the character from Happy Gilmore, charging?
Well, if this was The Price is Right, I'd say $76. But I'm going to say $50.
$50?
Yep.
I don't know. If you were going to go 76, that means you would go one over. I don't know why you went below. He's actually still charging $250. Joel gets the next point, which is insane.
That's worth it.
Insane. Robert, you get to guess first this time. Frequent guest to our show, comedian and actor Doug Benson. The 420, always high, hangs out with Chewy, comedian. How much is he charging for a cameo? By the way, he's had more than 400 cameos. In fact, he's had 420 cameos purchased at this point. How much is he charging, Robert, comedian Doug Benson?
Wow, with Benson, he's pretty funny, too. Shoot, that's a good one. I would probably say, I'm going to even go, he's local guy, so...
Need an answer.
$150.
$150. Joel, you want to take a stab at comedian and actor Doug Benson?
Yeah. Let's see. I don't.
Hang on. Now you're on Cameo looking it up. Just give it to us faster.
No. $175.
$175. I'm sorry, but Robert is going to take the point. He's closest to the nail. $80 for comedian Doug Benson. $80.
It's weird to tell where the scale is. I would have put Cedric above Shooter, but I don't know.
Well, I think a lot of this has to do with self-worth, too.
Maybe.
Second to last one here. The Island Boys. Island Boys. How much are the Island Boys, viral stars, the Island Boys, how much are they charging? We'll go with Joel first. Joel, you want to take a guess at what the Island Boys are charging?
I effing hate those guys.
Yeah, guess what? You're in good company. I think everybody does.
I think you would get the video for a prank.
But I will say, I think a lot of people are buying. They've had over 1,100 videos sold.
I'm going to say, something really dumb, $500.
Yeah, I think you're right.
$500.
I think you're right. I think they're way overcharged.
Robert, where do you want to go?
Oh, I'm going to say $200.
$200. You're going to be closer, Robert. They're charging $65 for a cameo. That's it. Just $65 for a cameo. So that means we're tied 2-2, and it all comes down to this one right here. And we're looking for the man that created C-Force Water, Mr. Chuck Norris, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Chuck Norris.
He fought Bruce Lee.
Now, here's a hint. He's only had 400 purchased. Only had 400 purchased. Robert, you're going to guess first. How much is Chuck Norris asking for a Cameo?
I would say Chuck's probably going to be $500.
$500, okay?
Damn.
And Joel, do you want to take a guess at what Chuck Norris, the star of Walker, Texas Ranger, what he is charging
What does he
for a
even
Cameo?
say? I don't...
I'm gonna go for.
2 seconds.
I'm gonna say $475.
$475. I'm going to tell you that one of you has won the entire game.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
that person's name is Joel Ganishow. Chuck Norris charges $450.
All right.
Robert, we're so sorry.
Congratulations, y'all.
Wow. Robert, did you just congratulate the winner even though you didn't win?
Hey, it's a beautiful world, and love and peace is a great thing. And Joel, I hope you enjoy it.
I told you that they moved it to Schedule 3, and everybody's...
They move weed to Schedule 3 and everyone's happier and nicer. We have an extra pair of Megadeth, don't we? Mm-hmm. All right, give them both Megadeth.
All right.
That means Joel and Robert are both going to check out Megadeth, ladies and gentlemen. You could be a winner as well, as long as you keep it tuned to KLBJ FM 93.7 Austin's Rock. Woo! Keeping with our food-focused show here today. By the way, Matthew Odam, hopefully, we had to do a reschedule this week because of some Google Calendar errors. Been rescheduled. He's supposed to join us here in about, 15 minutes. Talk to us about a few things around town. I wanted to show you this, Chewy. You may have seen it already. I'm kind of stoked about it.
Okay.
It's like score one for the little guy. I mean, I guess it sucks for the people who had to pay all the money to be there, but you're familiar with Coachella?
Coachella, yes.
Coachella? I think this was at Coachella. Yeah, have you seen this video?
I saw this, man, and it is kind of angering, but...
It's angering? Hot dog vendors broke down the gates.
Yeah, they got the bacon.
They showed up and they were racing to get to where everybody would go into the parking lot to try to sell off hot dogs.
But they got thrown out, didn't they?
No, this is them thundering in very quickly to try to sell. And then there are a bunch of people talking about the hot dogs, some saying they weren't good. I don't know. I just thought it was sort of amazing to see this throngs of hot dog vendors probably all got dropped off of a single truck.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything better than leaving a concert and running into the hot dog vendors?
Oh, it's incredible. But I mean, some of the ones that I've seen, and some of these vendors, and I don't know if it's just Cali that are kind of a-holes about this, but a lot of times there'll be vendors like this, just real small, wanting to come sell, and they get come down on. Like people...
I saw an ad. I was
throw
leaving,
them out, call the cops. Like it gets...
I was leaving the what's it called? We don't call it the Hippodrome. What do we call that thing over there that we won't give its name out?
Dome.
The Enormo Dome. I was leaving Enormo Dome, a concert there, and there was a husband and wife who'd set up one of these exact same hot dog carts. These are the what I want to call them is Mexican hot dog carts.
Yeah.
They have a flat top grill that's attached to them, and they're grilling that and the onions and peppers as you walk out, and you're like, that's the smell of Valhalla right there.
We got a couple Mexican dog places and this new place, Mad Dogs. We might just bring back Hot Dog Friday, but we won't.
We
cook
may have
anymore.
to. By the way, Mad Dogs, I think, reached out to us and said, oh, no, they didn't. I wrote to them and said, how have you excluded telling the Austin's number one hot dog show about your opening?
I think all of the food places are starting to recognize now, and I
don't get. Look, I know it sounds braggadocious, and guess why it sounds braggadocious? Because we're bragging. But a 20 share with men right now, it's unheard of.
Fat, hungry men
A 20 share.
that all want to come to your restaurant.
That means you take all the radios that are on in the city right now. 1 in 5, if you're a dude, is on this station.
Yes.
And then the other 4 dudes wear Toms. That's the rules to this radio right now,
That is
right?
yeah.
And why wouldn't you want to advertise to our fat, disgusting listeners?
I don't know. I am about to rifle through all of the places that I think we're all interested in or would be interested in and we would like. And it's really an excuse for me to eat. Maybe that's why Matthew Odam took the job he did.
We're going to talk to Matthew Odam. In fact, he's here. We should probably clear some area so we can get him in here a little faster. Anyway, I saw these hot dog carts. I think they're pure genius, and I want more of them around the city. This particular type of hot dog cart that comes out and has a little hot top on top of it, where you're grilling right there. The smell hits you in the face, and you got it. You got to dig into it right away.
Because that's what's missing. Like, that's the difference between. That's why we're not a big city yet, because we're missing that portion. We don't, like Houston has the small areas that, or New York has the bodegas with the chopped cheese and the hot dog stands. Or
in our race to have $16 Wagyu smash burgers.
And I apologize. I'm in that crowd.
I'm going to continue to take a shot at that place.
And that's fine. I'm in that crowd.
And what I'm going to say is, in our race to be the cool kids, we have forgot. Hot dog water hot dogs in New York are delicious, okay? Mm-hmm. They're nothing fancy. No one's putting caviar on them. They are just what they are, which is, I'm starving and I need to be able to poop later. Boom. Got them both $5. Or you go to a place like Gray's Papaya, where they've been running the recession special really since the 1950s. And you get 2 dogs and a papaya drink for like $3.50 in Manhattan, which is it's unheard of.
I think
Plus
there's
the
room
pop
for
of
both.
that dog.
I love a good eggs Benedict with a hollandaise sauce.
Well, of course you do, because you're trying to eat your way out of your poor upbringing.
It is the one moment I get to be inside of the gated community.
You get to pretend that you're with the fancy people, because you're like, see, you can afford a Clark's burger, and I can afford a Clark's burger.
But I'm still eating weenies and eggs at home.
Yeah,
you know.
And you're loving the Clark's burger, but Clark's, come on. Those aren't French fries. Let's do something about the fry game over there.
People have been raving about it, and I might head there today. I might check out Patty Palace, because I know it's been.
I've been hearing good things about Patty. I haven't been yet. Anyway, let's stop doing this. I just was bringing this up because
I'm excited. I'm too excited.
Some people got really mad because they were like, I can't believe that they were clogging up places with their hot dog carts. And I was like, are you allowing your racism to keep you away from great food?
I don't know what they're exactly against. Like, what do you?
Some people
have
are
y'all
against
been
it
to
at
the
times.
kitchens over here in every single restaurant? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand Callie's hate for little hot dog carts either. It's just.
I don't understand Austin's hate. There should be one of these on literally every corner.
I think it's just overlooked by this demographic.
Matthew Odam from the Austin American-Statesman walking into the building as we speak. All we need to do is show him to the luxury suite. He'll drop off his ladies there, and then we'll bring him into the studio for another episode of, what did we call it? Have You Tried with Matthew Odam? Because this guy doesn't try at all. Welcome back, everybody. It's Mornings with Matt and Bob. And by the way, big round of applause to the man from Thrall who can do it all. We're powered by Chewy Eldorado, ladies and gents. Chewy Eldorado. Welcome to the room here, our good friend, Mr. Matthew Odam. Hey, I think he's got cans already. No? Maybe those don't work.
Give him the good ones.
What's up, Matthew? How are you?
Great. How you boys doing?
Great. Just another morning in Legacy Media.
Isn't it living the dream?
Yeah.
I was just out in the car doing some...
lines of ketamine? No?
I just shoot it.
Saving it?
Yeah, just nasal spray now. I was doing some cameos for some of my great...
okay.
Hell yeah.
What do you think I charge?
What are you going to charge for a cameo?
$7.50.
I, for a long time, have wanted to do a thing where you charge, even though nobody knows you, you end up charging, just charge $75,000 for a cameo.
All you need's one.
I'll explain why. The Martin Shkreli's of the world, or somebody wants to be able to brag that they bought the most expensive cameo ever.
Genius.
And then somebody buys it even though you're a nobody. Why you become famous is that you're the nobody charging $75,000 for a cameo.
So you're the Wu-Tang Clan album of cameos.
Exactly. That's exactly what you are.
A buddy of ours, one of our mutual friends, Brendan, actually got a cameo from Shooter McGavin for his birthday.
For his birthday?
Oh, man.
I think it was his birthday. Yeah, I think it was for his 40th birthday. I think his sister set that up.
It's funny because not only did she set that up, but she also purchased a cameo from Matt Bearden.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, except all I did was record it on my phone, and then I typed the word Cameo on top of it and made a joke about it that I was sending a Cameo.
I don't think I've seen that one, but I'm going to ask to see that.
Yeah, I sent it to, I think it was to him, or it could have been to Mood or somebody. Matthew Odam has been the food writer. That's what we've been calling you all morning, because you don't really see yourself as a food critic, do you?
Yeah, I mean, I call myself restaurant critic and reporter.
Okay.
So a little bit of both.
But I've noticed, and you've talked about it before, that you don't really like criticizing the way someone's making their livelihood.
Yeah,
you try to do maybe constructive criticism, but you're not one of these guys that's in a city who's like pompous and tries to tear a restaurant down and end a restaurant.
No, I mean, I got into this business because I love restaurants, I love dining, I love food, I love small business, I love community. I mean,
you love eating on somebody else's dime. Let's be honest. You got in this business because you've got a business that gives you a credit card and you get to eat everywhere.
It's not a bad angle.
It's not at all.
I mean, the idea, I think, of criticism is not to get too highbrow about it, but what you're trying to do is place things in a context culturally. Who's making this food? Why is it important? Why are they making this food? Why is it important to them? What does it mean to the city that these people came here to make this food? What does this food say about our city? And so you're storytelling. And yeah, you might say, the preparation was maybe a little bit off, or I could have had a little bit more of this or that. But what you're trying to do is paint a picture, a colorful picture, be a storyteller. And so it is a style of reporting, I believe. But yeah, I'm not out there to put anybody on blast. It's definitely never a personal thing. But also, you write for readers, and, everything costs. You just go, I remember I told somebody 15 years ago when I visited New York, I'd say, man, it feels like you walk out of your house and $100 just flies out of your wallet. And that was 15 years ago. Now, in Austin, it feels like you walk out of your house and $100 just flies out of your wallet.
I was talking about that. I had dinner with my parents last night, and we were talking about how, especially since the vid times, since the beginning of the sourdough times, that things have gotten, it seems, much more expensive.
Yeah,
for my wife and I to go anywhere. And so we've become, I think, a little pickier. We've become way pickier, to be quite honest about it. Because it's a lot of money to spend on food, and sometimes also some places are not living up to what we're spending.
Yeah, that's why I think things have been trending towards very high end and very kind of lower end stuff, more casual stuff. So I've been eating a couple places I've eaten recently. One of the best meals I had was very expensive, and one of the other best meals I had was very cheap. And so not cheap, but affordable, at least. Well, I appreciate for me, it's less than $20.
I'm going to say this every time you come in here, because we always have new listeners every time, but I appreciate the fact that you aren't one of those guys who's just covering the brand new restaurants that are opening and all the high end stuff. Okay, I know you have to do that because that's part of what helps sell papers, and those are the. But I like the fact that you have been a regular champion of food trucks and things like that. You covered one time one of my favorite places on the east side, a place called Mi Trailita, which was a little tiny trailer in they've since gone to brick and mortar.
Yeah, David and his mother over there, right?
The place is fantastic. It was making great tacos. I say it was because the trailer doesn't exist anymore. They moved into brick and mortar, and bring a bulletproof vest. And that place though was great. And I love the fact that one time I saw you write about it because the place is great.
Yeah, that's what was always so amazing about Austin is these smaller operations, these trucks. Now we're seeing places that pop up out of windows, even at a bougie place like Flo's Wine Bar, which is a pretty bougie place.
Is that the place with the all day pizza or whatever? Where everybody, I haven't been over there, but I hear people saying it's some of the best pizza in the city.
Yeah, it's some of the best New York style pie in town. They've also got one inside of Daydreamer, which is a bar over on the east side. So, Austin's always kind of been a creative town. So as rent is becoming increasingly, more insane, you're finding places that are inside of Asian grocery stores that are, like Ramen Del Barrio, which is up there in the Hannah World Market, which is fusing, Mexican and Japanese flavors, doing like a carnitas ramen bowl. You're finding places like that around town where people are still being creative and finding ways, whether you go to Las Perlas, the mezcal bar downtown next to 7 Grand, the whiskey bar in the back. They've got Asador, which is a taco place. That place is insane. I went there before a show at Mohawk the other night. It was amazing. So you're still finding these small little places, and you're even finding kind of people bootstrapping high-end places. I mean, if you don't have a ton of money, it's hard to open a restaurant in Austin these days because real estate, might cost $60 a square foot in some parts of town. And you just got to have, VC money or really rich friends that don't care about getting their money back in order to open something like that.
My parents were saying they have a friend who's opening a restaurant. Their rent on the restaurant, $45,000 a month.
What city?
I don't know. But I just how do you do that?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know what the answer? Volume.
I guess so. We asked you to come in. I don't know if you're prepared.
I'm probably not.
Well, we were talking about doing a have you tried? Do you have a couple of things that you would want to propose to us that you would say to the city needs to try? It doesn't have to necessarily be a restaurant. It could be a food item or a snack that you love, anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned I mentioned Asador over at Las Perlas earlier. I don't know.
So is this the place that I've been seeing on everybody's Instagram accounts? You kind of walk around to the back?
No, that's that place. That place is 10 de 10, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a speakeasy taco place. I haven't been to that place yet. It's downtown near 3rd and Brazos or something like that.
Okay.
I've heard awesome things about that. Asador there's one on Rainy Street, and then there's one at Las Perlas, which is a mezcal bar there at 7th and Red River. Don't buy the street drugs.
It's next. Isn't it next door to the old shuttered Mugshots?
Yeah, exactly. Is that one of your old spots?
Mugshots was definitely one of my old spots.
Asador grills the cheese on the tortilla on a couple of those.
That's
tacos.
right.
It's solid.
Oh, you're already excited, aren't you?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different little, our spot is the Regios over there by Q2 Stadium.
Yeah, you guys still haven't taken me to this place.
Have you not had the Regios yet?
Uh-uh.
All right, we'll take you. We'll take you for sure.
Yeah, you can get the cheese is kind of griddled into the tortilla on their steak taco or their chicken taco over at Asador. Really amazing stuff.
A real blood thinning kind of meal.
Yeah, you gotta all things in moderation, including moderation. Speaking of healthy hearts, Donkey Mo's, the Korean fried chicken joint that used to be.
It just opened on Airport, right?
Yeah.
Just right here on
Tried
Airport.
them the day it opened too. It was delicious.
Was
so
it?
good. That crackling exterior is amazing. Their sauces are good. It was up at H Mart up there in Northwest Austin for several years, and now they've got a brick and mortar location on Airport.
Well, wait. Before we go too far, what is the Donkey Mo's? What makes it different than a regular fried chicken?
It's just like Korean fried chicken.
I know, but explain that to... not everybody knows what Korean fried chicken is.
I don't know. Theirs, it seemed like a little more crumbly on the outside, but still soft. I got tenders. I wanted to try 2 different flavors of tenders because they got 5 flavors. And I always regret. I'm like, man, I should have tried this or I should have tried that. So I have not. I can't review a place unless I've been twice now.
We have to send you with Matthew at some point because Matthew will go.
Yeah, we keep talking about.
If I had that credit card, then I could try
everything.
That's true. I mean, the Korean fried chicken, you're going to get some of that potato starch or corn flour. You're going to get double fried, so you got that crackling.
Wait! Double fried.
Yeah.
So they fry it once.
Maybe triple fried.
Yeah, some of them do it in
hit it again.
A fryer that isn't as hot, and then a hot ass flash fry right after that,
and get to you at the end.
Yeah, so it's it crisps it better.
Damn, that sounds good. I think that sounds similar. I had something called crack chicken one time.
Probably
when I was in Dublin, and it was like an Asian place, and I wonder if that's what it was. It had a different kind of texture to it.
I don't know, but there's so many.
Why is fried chicken so good?
Well, it's spelled crack with a Q, like crack, like
CRAIQ. No, okay.
Irish spell. Crack. Crack means a good time in Ireland. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's just so many chicken places, and even with all of them, I still want a couple more. I mean, but there's Bus and Buns. Round Rock just opened one that was Urban Bird hot chicken. That's pretty decent. Hattie B's is in town now.
Wait, are you playing a game where you're just trying to mention as many places as you can in under 60 seconds?
No. What I want is I want to try Willie Mays, but that's in Louisiana.
Willie Mays Scotch Ales.
Yeah, that chicken's supposed to be really good. And then Dave's Hot Chicken has been my favorite since I don't know when. And
Dave's Hot Chicken.
Why had they overlooked Austin? I don't know. They're everywhere else: San Antonio, Houston, Dallas.
All right.
Well, we got Spicy Boys fried chicken down there at St. Elmo.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite
Up
fried
north on
chickens in
Metric,
town as
too?
well.
I've been waiting for them I do want them to one day change their name for just one day to Island Boys Fried Chicken.
Island Boys. I mean, when I heard you mention, I'm definitely when I get out of here.
Boys.
When I get out of here, I'm definitely spending $65
On an Island Boys Cameo.
Yeah. Well, the great thing is I hadn't heard about Island Boys until it had been around for like 4 years, of course.
Right.
And then I couldn't stop doing it because I'm 49 years old.
Right. So you're last in line to be going Island Boys.
Last adopter on everything.
Hey, let's get back to
Except food.
Let's get back to airport because you said there was something else happening on airport.
Yeah, so Tai Cheng Tong, who is the chef at Tycoon, the Thai restaurant up at that's part of the Eastside King family.
Yeah, it started with Eastside Kings, and then they had his own one, and then he went to. And I love the fact because we should say this about Thai. Thai, not every chef will do this, but Thai is like, I make my food this way.
Yeah,
and if you don't enjoy it, that makes me sad. I wish you did, but also. GTFO.
Yeah, after feelings.
He's like, I am not here to give you what you want. I'm here to give you what you need.
Yeah.
So on all the things when you order stuff from them, they'll say, have you ever had this before? Because it's really spicy. And you're like, yeah, we like spicy. And like, I know people come in here all the time and say they like spicy. We're asking if you've had this before because we don't give you your money back and we also don't make it less spicy. And some of the stuff there will burn your butt.
It'll mess you up. And I think the icon on the menu at Tycoon for spice level is like angry Tai Cheng Tong faces. So like 3 faces, you're in trouble. So he had the Khao Man Gai chicken stall at Hong Kong Supermarket, which had been around for 30 years and it closed at the end of last year, but he has just opened a stone's throw away on an airport, also at the old Vamanos, which was a short-lived Mexican Tex-Mex place, which took the place of Bullfight, which was Sean Serkil's Spanish restaurant.
Right.
And so now he did a soft open, I think, like yesterday. He probably doesn't even want this being said on the radio. But so he's about to open to the public. He just soft opened yesterday. So he's doing his Khao Man Gai, which is that chicken, poached chicken and chicken fat rice. You'll find it in like the Chinatown section of Thailand or Bangkok where he's from, but it's a Chinese dish. But he's also doing noodles at this place. So it's going to be a noodle shop and Khao Man Gai. And it's one of those great success stories because that couldn't be cheap rent to take over a space like that, especially coming out of a food court stall. So talk about somebody that came over here and made it happen. And now he's out on his own. He's still part of the Eastside King family with Tycoon, but he's just opened up this place. And I think it's called Pea's Khao Man Guys as well, even though there's going to be a noodle shop connected to it.
Does Airport Boulevard have the opportunity to become an incredible restaurant row? Yeah,
I mean, it feels like it already. You've got Kome, you've got Jew Boy Burgers.
You can't call it just Jew Burgers. Yeah, that sounds a little more offensive. If somehow that sounds more offensive than Jew Boy Burgers.
It never really runs off. It doesn't roll off the tongue great. I always get nervous before I say it anyways. And then you got Peas. You've got Donkey Mo's. So that whole strip is really great. It's one of the better restaurant rows in town. Of course, you got East 12th Street. You've got Birdie's and Niche to Taqueria. That's just 2 places, but that's quality, dense neighborhood over there. East Cesar Chavez is really good with La Barbecue and Juniper. We were just talking about spice for some reason. Have you tried? Made me think of, there's a new-ish Mexican restaurant on South 1st Street. So talk about the changing of Austin. So when you talk about criticism, when you write, if I write about this place, I'll write about the history of the part of town, how that's changed, what that says about the city. But you remember South First used to be home to Greasy Spoon, Tex-Mex restaurants, Mexican restaurants. There were about 7 of them within about 6 blocks over there by like where Polvo's was.
Of course, there was the one that was Paquito Mexicano or something, and there was Polvo's all the way down to Hermanos. There was a lot there.
There are a bunch of them there. Now there's only 1 or 2, and of course the 24-hour bakery La Mexicana was there.
Shuttered.
So Nomad recently opened, and it is they call themselves a gluten-free restaurant, which I guess is kind of a marketing thing. But I was really impressed with the raw dishes there, and they have a salsa there that is so hot. Yeah, anytime somebody brings me a salsa, I dip with the smallest utensil, the tendle of a fork, to make sure I'm not going to destroy my palate for the rest of the day. But if you like fresh raw preparations of seafood. It's kind of got a Tulumi kind of vibe.
Well, I was going to say there's a real,
good.
there's a Yucatan thing that they're doing. They also, I noticed, because I've been looking for this, there's something called a panucho, which you can get down in a Merida area or whatever. I know it sounds dirty, doesn't it? It's my favorite thing of Mexican food, this panucho, right? But nobody seems to have them here, even trucks.
And they have one there,
They
I
do
think,
have
with
it.
duck.
My only problem with it is that it's a fancy brick and mortar, and
It's
a panucho-
$22.
Yeah, well, a panucho, generally when you're walking around a city, you can pick them up for $1
Right
a
here,
piece or
baby.
whatever. But they're delicious. They're delicious. So
I
I'm
got them here
interested.
for $10. Crispy stuffed
bitch,
tortilla,
that
black
hurts.
bean, cochinita pibil, and what is that?
There's
I
a
don't
duck
know.
one as well, right?
Panucho, yeah.
I had the duck one a couple weeks ago. Quite good. Again, it's more on the high end style. It's not street food, but the preparation was really nice. The chef is from Lucky Robot, which is a sushi restaurant there on South Congress. Speaking of raw preparations, if you are looking for the date night spot, the blow out the bank account spot, I recently reviewed a place called Craft Omakase. There's all these omakase restaurants opening around town.
Now you've got Chewy's ears, because Chewy loves
High-end
to
sushi.
save up, and he really
Craft.
wouldn't you say that you like?
It's my escape.
Yeah.
It's my whatever vacation. This is.
And you
I
gotta
love
hit it.
food.
You gotta hit it. If you're gonna spend $200 for one person on dinner, it's got to be great, or I'm gonna
Where
be
is this
pissed
place?
off. So this another development of Austin story. So it's right next to the best restaurant in Austin at 45th and Lamar.
Oh, so it's next to the Chili's.
Next to
What?
Chili's.
That's where it is?
This shocked me
Ironically.
when I heard about it opening, because it's literally opening up next to Uchiko.
Yeah, so it's just like a block from Uchiko, which is where all these guys
Ballsy.
worked before. So the head chef Charlie there was I think Charlie Wang is his last name. He was the head sushi chef at Uchiko for a decade, and he and his two partners, who were also longtime Uchiko veterans, opened this place. And it's in the old. You remember the steeping room? Kind of a casual tea restaurant, like salads and sandwiches and stuff, healthful. So they took over that space and converted it into this. There's a little lounge up front. You have a light cocktail complimentary when you get there, and then you get walked into this behind a sliding door into this 12-seat omakase. And it's not a lot of bells and whistles. Some of these places, these kind of bro-makases, I call them.
Yeah.
It's like sake shots. Like,
Yeah, there's Drake up on the radio behind.
yeah, and it's like, they're trying to make you feel like you're in the club, and it can be a bit much sometimes. This place is just about the food. The service is really tight. Obviously, they come from the Uchi family, so they know how to deliver a good meal. But it's kind of like Uchi has to deliver 1,000 plates a night. This place is only delivering 20 plates to 12 people in one night. They're not serving hundreds of guests every night, so they can take the time to cure fish and to smoke things, and they can age stuff. They have an ager, a dry aging case right behind the counter. So it's a very boutique operation. I'm sure their food costs are very high compared to a bigger restaurant, but they found this space that they were able to take over. They only do 2 seatings a night. It's about $220 after tax and tip. But you get 20 dishes. The sushi is wonderful. It's probably my favorite sushi restaurant in town that you can actually get into. My favorite sushi restaurant in town is Suke Edomai at Mueller, but you just can't even...
With sushi, I feel like there's a dragon I'm chasing still, which that first taste I've ever had, and you can hate on them if you want, but Nobu's jalapeno yellowtail, for some reason that flavor I've been trying to find everywhere.
Go to this place, I think. Go to Craft Omakase. You can actually get in. It's a great date night spot, but it's kind of one of those places, it kind of is what you make of it. Like, I'm pretty chatty, and so I found out a lot about the fish and about the chefs, but I think sometimes you get into places like that and you can almost feel like you're dining in a business model instead of a restaurant, because you can kind of see the clock ticking and, hey, we got to get the next group of people in here. So if you want to slow down, get some more knowledge, and kind of get more value out of it, sometimes it's on the guest, because you remember the whole Portlandia thing when we just get overspoken to about the provenance of a dish, and it was just kind of a beating, and then, hey, you want to mix everything together, and have you dined with us? But it can just be a bit exhaustive. This place isn't like that. It's almost the opposite. So it's kind of one of those places. The onus is on you. The more curious you are, the better questions you can ask, the more you're going to find out about your meal. Or you can just go in and just enjoy the food and get out of there.
I don't want to know anything about that. Hang with us here. I want you to think about let's deliver also some. Let's deliver us a couple of hints to dirtbags out there. I want you to think about some favorite snacks that come out of a gas station. Okay. Sound good?
Got it.
That's where we're headed here in just a second. We're hanging with our good friend, Mr. Can you? Yeah, there we go. We're hanging with Mr. Matthew Odam from the Austin American Statesman, and we're going to find out just exactly what are the best gas station snacks from an expert. Back right now with Matthew Odam from the Austin American Statesman, which is still alive. You guys have been punching up at management quite a bit as of late.
No comment.
No comment? You're not allowed to talk about it? I've noticed every once in a while that folks over there are trying to get treated like human beings still. Hey, we talk about it a lot over here because it's important to... you can't be a major city and not have a good daily paper. You can't.
No, I mean, I think it's the lifeblood and keeps its finger on the pulse and holds people accountable. And
I've seen the same problems with consolidation and venture capitalists here in the city when it comes to radio. And it's also happened with television, but we're all going to fight the good fight. Matthew Odam is the food writer, critic reporter over at Austin American Statesman. You can check out his stuff at on the Statesman if you've got a subscription. Check it out online. Also, you occasionally have specials in the Austin 360, which used to be the XL Ent back in the day. Do you remember those days?
You are old, aren't you?
Do you remember XL Ent, the insert?
Yeah, I think it went to about 2005, 2006. It was right around when I started there in 2007, and I think it was just on its way out.
Was it? Well, it was The Austinist, but it was a pretty good publication. You worked at The Austinist.
That's right.
That's where you started?
I was the co-editor there. That's how I got my career in journalism, such as it is, started 20 years ago.
What's up, player?
That's right. I think that's when you and I might have crossed paths for the first time.
Maybe. We were talking about dirt people food, is what I like to say. I have some...
That's your words.
I have some real favorites. One of my favorites, I think one of the best things that you can have in the house are those small cups of HEB Creamy Creation sherbet. I don't know why. It seems to be the perfect amount if you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
If I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting pretzel chips and the pub cheese that you get from Trader Joe's.
Okay.
With a little bit of the horseradish pub cheese.
We need to explain to people, if you haven't been snack shopping at Trader Joe's, you're hurting yourself. I know for a lot of people, they think Trader Joe's, is that like a Whole Foods, real expensive? What's it all about? When I lived in L.A., I basically ate every day at Trader Joe's. It was so insanely affordable. This is 25 years ago, whatever, but that was my go-to was Trader Joe's. You could get stuff there. They also had a lot of frozen food, which ended up being really good. And they had cheaper beer and wine.
I think, but also they're not wrong in the sense, I think the first place from which I ever had Manchego cheese was Trader Joe's about 25, 30 years ago in the D.C. area.
Yeah. So
you can get stuff that's a little bit boutique-y or but yeah, it's bachelor dude and what's the meme? Snack girl dinner girl dinner. Like you can put stuff together there. It's a good place to hit up before you have some people over to
I like
watch
the guy
Oscars.
Who found out about the Island Boys 4 years late just said, "What's that snack girl dinner? What's happening right there?"
Man, I am
girl
hip.
snacks.
I am hip. I found out.
You know what your problem is, don't you?
I've got kids.
You had kids. Yeah. You used to be hip. You used to be out running around the city having a blast. Then you went and had kids. Ruined it all.
Now I've got a minivan that says "I used to be cool" bumper sticker.
Yeah.
I don't, but somebody in my neighborhood does. I'm not ready to quite go there.
Okay.
But the most dirtbag thing I've ever eaten is, I might have had a drinking problem at the time, but
good for you.
Salt Lick. I woke up one morning and looked in my kitchen, and there was an empty box of Triscuits and an empty bottle of Salt Lick barbecue sauce.
Oh, you went Triscuits and sauce?
Yeah, and then there weren't many Triscuits to begin with, so I think I actually took a few swigs straight off the Salt Lick sauce.
Do you think that you crumbled the Triscuits into a bowl, topped them with sauce, and went spoon or whatever?
I think I went 3-finger spoon.
Wow, three-finger spoon, ladies.
Damn.
Ladies, he's taken. Three-finger spoon.
I mean, hopefully these days there's a slice of pizza in the oven that I can throw in the plancha and warm up. If you go Pedroso's Pizza up in like the 8000 block of Burnett, it's a trailer. They do a great Sicilian-style pizza, which heats up really nicely. They also do kind of a more New York, New Jersey-style pie. That's a good pizza spot. I love gas station-wise. Have you ever been to Casa Linda? It's just in the back of this gas station right here off, what's that, Ditmar and 183, kind of on the opposite side of the Target, near the Asian restaurants. There's a Mexican meat market right there as well. If you like, tongue or pastor or tripas, great tacos.
Really?
Yeah. Really good tacos. That's always...
Casa Linda. Yeah, no, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's in the back of a...
Okay.
It might be in the back of a meat market now. I think it was in the back of a shell.
We want to hip you to this one. The Sunoco, or is it Sunoco? How do you pronounce it? Sunoco?
Sunoco? Yeah, something like that.
The Sunoco, have you been to a Q2 stadium game or for any events at the Q2 stadium?
Not in a couple years.
Okay, well, here's the deal. There's a Sunoco right there on Breaker.
Okay.
And in that parking lot, there are, I think, 7 or 8 trucks. We haven't hit them all. There's even an Indian food truck, but in there's a place called Los Regios. I think we've been telling you about. Is it Las Regios or Los Regios?
It's Taqueria Los Regios.
And there's something there called an empalme, which you need to have.
Embalm me?
2 for 1 on Tuesdays.
Empalme. Yeah. They also have a fried taco they make, a doradito, and then here's the secret. Ask for a side of tlaquepaque.
Okay.
I'll write it all down for you. But it's an absolute find, and it's perfect. It's perfection.
Yeah, it really is good. I think it's the amount of grease, because they do it differently, kind of the Mexico chicharrones versus Tex-Mex chicharrones, where they chop it up and it's fried and kind of kept in the grease a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely incredible. It obviously adds to the flavor.
And this is not really, and this is not going to be new to most of our listeners, but some of our listeners, sorry to be judgmental, but I think a lot of our listeners on the west side might be new to this, but you need to keep
West Side listeners.
Yes, absolutely, and you need to keep a bottle of hot sauce in your truck.
Yeah,
or you need to find a place that whenever you buy chips at the gas station, they have small bottles of hot sauce. Maybe even some tahini or what have you. Every convenience store on the east side already does this, but all chips are improved with hot sauce or tahini or some kind of chili powder that you put on them. Across the board.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I got some sleepers on my list here.
Let's hear them.
My HEB, shout out Parmer 35 one, even though they're fixing it. They used to do carne guisada empanadas that they would just serve hot and ready to eat. The mitad and mitad tortillas, the half flour, half corn.
Right.
Get those and overcook them on the comal. Incredible, perfect. You were talking about salsa. Shout out, you got to go to the farmer's market usually, but there are at at Central Market, and I'm trying to figure out where else they are, but Fantastic Fuego, their jar of salsa, the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, get that one. It's spicy, flavorful. I think it's the best, in my opinion, the best jar of salsa that you can get, and shout out to Encira, even though, they're from Taylor. I like Encira as well. And you get that with the HEB stripped corn tortillas that are just the strips, easy to dip.
Man, that is a pro look right there.
That is a guy who really invests time in stoner snacking.
Pickle popcorn from Austin Gourmet Popcorn.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love that
pickle popcorn is incredible. Whole Foods do these raspberry streusels that are the best dessert anywhere. Everywhere. That's including 1618's little flambe cheesecake. That's incredible. Bougie Foodie's bread pudding is excellent. If you haven't been there, then
you don't have to name everything in the city right now. Look,
just off the top of my head.
He's sweating. He's panicking,
I'm
trying
hungry.
to get it all out right
this
now.
This is the top of my head, and then there's a place by my place called La Grilleria, which I think used to be the carnitas place. What is it? I can't remember.
What's coming out next from you, Matthew?
Well, I just want to circle back on pickles real quick.
Okay.
Yes.
Pickles my favorite flavor, right?
Me too.
Pickle popcorn made me think of a company called Pickle Envy. It's a local company, and they make like a pickle flavored ranch dip for dipping. You want to talk about taking a swig off something late at night?
Really? Really? All right. God.
Oh, it's so good.
People don't want to admit the dirty stuff they do when they're alone and drunk at night. And I'm not talking about sexual. I'm talking about out of the refrigerator.
Yeah, the raw chocolate chip dough that is in your drawer right
Dude,
now.
The shame eating. You turn the lights down because you don't even want to accidentally catch a reflection of yourself in a mirror doing what you're doing. It's good, though.
I think if you're half asleep, it doesn't count.
And if you keep those tortilla strip chips you're talking about, it gives just enough crunch to where you can almost make anything edible because you can mask the texture. But yeah, with little kids, I'm all of a sudden eating like a PB&J quesadilla dipped in broccoli sauce. It's like, what? I'm just kind of grabbing whatever is around.
Oh, I wish I had kids because we're keeping Dunkaroos in the house. We're keeping everything you can think of that I wanted as a child. We're having them.
What's coming out next from you?
I've got a review of a Chinese restaurant that we'll just have to wait and see. No, I'll go ahead and tell you. It's a restaurant on Barton Springs Road called Zoe Tong. It's a restaurant that was opened by some New York City transplants. You know, Barton Springs Road, it used to be kind of a restaurant row, but it's
faded a bit.
It's been a challenge, and so you're going to have to tune in and see if these guys are going to be part of the next evolution of Barton Springs Road. Or
when are we going to see that review? Thursday?
We're going to see that next week.
Next week.
I'd say a week from today, probably.
Okay. Well, that's great. That's Matthew Odam from the Austin American Statesman. He'll be coming and seeing us quarterly.
And you can
let us know what's happening in the food scene.
Yeah, find out Matthew Odam on Instagram. You can find links to my stories and see pictures of the most recent gas stations and omakases that I've visited.
I love it. Thank you very much for being a part of Austin, Matthew. When we come back, we're not supposed to say when we come back, right? Isn't that how we're supposed to do it in the business now? How about this? Here's what I'll say. Big Al. Big Al starts speed dating tomorrow. We're doing a practice date with him. In 5 minutes. It starts.
No.
Mornings with Matt and Bob. We're powered by Chewy. Bob taking a knee today. We wish him well. He's not feeling well, which is not cool. It's not on brand for him.
Nuh-uh.
He also loathes missing the show or being sick because he had those parents who said, you know what I mean? He was raised where if you were sick, you get in trouble for being sick. I had the same kind of parents. Big Al's been our intern all semester long. Most of you have probably gotten a good look at Big Al. We've been doing fit checks with him on the internet. He's been helping us all around and stuff. And this week, thanks to Chewy's hard work, our friend Amber from
SingleandTheCity.com.
She does speed dating events around Austin.
Yes, follow them on
I
social
saw a
media.
video she put up of the last event she had.
Yeah.
She gets some lookers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'll say she does, yeah, because the Big Al's in for a treat. We're hoping you make a connection here.
Yeah.
And you know, they'll have your information and you'll have their information and we can see, you know, what happens.
Now, you have a loud yet subdued shirt on today. Was that a purposeful move?
I got 2 new shirts today. I got one for today and one for tomorrow.
You bought new shirts for dating rounds?
Kind of.
Okay, that's a good move.
That's a move.
Solid move.
Please tell me that you spent Tesla Dan's money on these new shirts. It's a good use of that money.
I had unfortunately spent the money a bit ago. That was like a month ago or so. Groceries and
You're
such.
still looking good. You're looking fantastic. Big Al, when we were talking to him about some things, what do you want to do with your future, stuff like that, he did mention you had a little touch, a little twinge of the loneliness. You were saying, hey, I wouldn't mind have somebody I'm dating, right?
Yeah, no worries.
It's tough out there, though. It's tough out there, and it gets lonely.
Yeah.
The dating scene, you know, it's a wild one right now, especially in Austin. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's singles just like you.
And you're not exactly the kind of guy to go down to Rainy and start doing a bunch of Jello shots, are you?
I guess not. No.
Yeah. But you wouldn't mind meeting a nice young lady who wants to go over to Emerald Forest and play some board games?
Maybe. Sure.
Oh, you're not interested in going anywhere?
I'm interested in going places.
Your back seat. We're joking. He doesn't have a car, ladies.
Oh.
I'm not trying to dog you.
Because he cares about the environment. You have to turn those little lies into something.
He cares about the environment.
I like walking.
Yeah.
I'm very green.
No, and I love physical activity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
yeah.
Turn it all around. You're trying to reduce your carbon footprint by putting your own footprints all over the sidewalks of this city.
Yeah, there we are.
You got to take your negatives and turn them into I play video games, so I'm just I socialize online, with other peers.
Yeah. Now, what we've done is we've reached out to a former intern. And we've asked her to come in here this morning to do a practice date with you, okay?
Alrighty.
Because you remember before when you chatted a little bit about someone you might want to meet, one of the things we noticed is you kind of described yourself like you might in a resume.
Oh, yeah.
And a little less personality and more hitting all the checkpoints, right?
Yeah.
But a lady, that's not selling you very well. That's not selling the greatness that is Big Al, is it?
Oh, yeah. I did change it after, advice, and, I reworded the profile to be more...
but here's an issue with that, too. We're a couple of bros. We're just dudes, right? So there's only so much we can help you with. So we wanted to bring in a lady's touch.
Alrighty.
If you can. Does that make you nervous?
I don't know. I'm gonna try not to be too... I'll be casual about it.
Play it cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I try to be... Yeah.
All right. Doesn't matter how gorgeous she is. Try not to be too shook.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I doubt she's even gorgeous.
Aw. That's not nice.
She could be an uggamug. I don't know. I don't know who she was bringing in here.
Now, I mean, what do you have a blueprint on what maybe some preset questions? I mean, we don't want a complete interview. You want things to be organic, but I mean, how do you see the date going? How do you see yourself?
I had a few questions in mind. Should I save them for her or
Well, give us
an example. Give us one example.
I don't know. I was just thinking, one thing. I was thinking, what do you do to hang out both inside the house and outside the house? What do you just doing?
That's good because it's not a yes or no question. Kind of open ended, and also it's about the person. One error that a lot of dudes make on dates is they just talk about themselves, and ladies are like, no. Wow, what's up, Earl?
Good morning.
Good morning, Earl. You want in on this speed dating?
The other thing is, don't talk about your exes.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. Even if she brings hers up, that's her story. They to talk about it. You don't
Earl
bring
just
yours
means
up.
that if he starts discussing his exes, that is a really, really long
list.
conversation.
The date's not long
That's
enough.
a date going all the way to sunrise.
Wow. Now, my question is, do you go Dutch or do you pay for the date, or how are you going to do this?
Oh.
I know it's a speed date, but I mean later on when he goes on the date with the person he chooses from the speed date.
I have some money, but also, weren't they going to pay for the restaurant, the station?
We'll try to get a restaurant or something.
Yeah.
Well, this is for the speed dating,
Yeah,
but
but
I mean
also-
talking if you meet someone at the speed dating and decide to date them and you go out on your own.
Well, I understand that. What I'm saying is, if you do hook up and end up going to a date, I would not begin with, "We're going here because the station's paying for it." That wouldn't be my opener.
That's a small detail you don't need.
You don't need that. The ladies don't even need to know that that's what's happening.
You
right
omit
there.
things to make them happy. Like, did I stop by the strip club on the way home from work? Yeah, but you don't bring that up unless
Remember,
they ask
a
about
lie
it.
of omission is not actually a lie in the beginning of dating, right? Agreed, Earl?
Agreed.
Thank you.
Earl.
See,
Thank you.
Less
Come
is
on.
more. Less knowledge is more.
You got to be your own PR company.
Yeah. I'm not keeping, I have a dead body or something away from them.
Okay, well, why would you even bring that
Why
up?
is
Why would
that
they
where
even
you
bring that into
start?
the atmosphere?
Why is that where we started?
It's not serious. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I just wouldn't open with that or I've got a couple guns in the car. No.
Definitely, Don't bring up the two words "dead body"
No,
on the date at all.
I'm just saying that's not what I'm keeping from them.
Right.
Okay.
That's a third or fourth
you're not
date
going
joke.
No, he's saying he's not going to keep that from him. He's going to let him know about the dead body right away. I have a dead body
In the freezer.
my car. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Have a great day.
Thank you,
Thank
Earl.
you too. I say we bring in our date.
Oh, is she here?
Yeah, she's in the kitchen waiting.
I didn't know that. Why are we? Yeah. Why don't we have her in here?
We can bring her in, and then
So here's how speed dating works. You usually have about 3 or 4 minutes to talk to somebody.
All right.
We're going to bring in, this is intern Natalie. Intern Natalie, who interned with us about a year ago, okay? She now works down the hall in the afternoons because we get our interns jobs. And she's going to come in and you introduce yourself, and we're going to make it feel just like an actual date. Then we'll go to a break. And when we come back, Natalie will talk to you about, as a woman, what are some things that you could improve upon, and what are some of the things that you're doing that are working. Sound good?
Alrighty.
Okay, let's go ahead and bring Natalia La Baby.
I love that new name too, by the way. I don't think we're saying it right, but I still love it. And we're getting fan messages from people saying, "Hey, how can I give me Natalia La Baby's number?"
Oh wow!
And I'm like, bro, I said you can't handle it. He said, "You're right. Come on in, have a seat.
Come in here." Okay, now tell us about your. Okay,
Natalia, hold on. Let me play some of her theme music here.
That's for Bob's hemorrhoids. That part. It's not for his hemorrhoids. It's just a cushy seat. Now come over here and take this microphone. It's good to see you.
You remember how to do all this?
Yes, I do. Oh my God, y'all did so much to the place.
No, we did, didn't we?
It's cute.
Now, first of all, what is your new? Because you got a job here in radio, but you got a job on La Zeta.
Yes.
Which is one of our Spanish language stations.
Yes.
Because you are fluent in Spanish, so which we didn't. I don't think we even talked about.
Y'all did it. Y'all had no idea.
No idea. Right. And but you have. What is your nickname over there?
Naty La Baby.
Naty La Baby.
I didn't choose it.
Hey, we love it.
And we've been watching your Instagrams.
Cool.
You're way leaning into it. You know how to do that girl thing with the smiles and the looks and everything?
It takes a lot of practice of being fake.
Okay. Well, it's working. It's working really well. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to step out of the way.
Okay.
And what we're asking is, have you ever been on a speed date before, Natalie?
A speed date? No, I have not.
So you know that these kind of 4-minute rounds, 5-minute rounds, okay?
It'd be so awkward.
And we're going to stand back. We're actually not going to do any introductions because we all need to be good at this. Okay. But if you don't mind, you're going to participate in a speed date, and then when we come back, we'd love to have some notes for our current intern, Big Al, who's a fantastic human being.
Okay.
And what we're looking to do is maybe things that are working, and maybe some places where we could do a little improvement. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, so we're stepping out of the way, ladies and gentlemen. First practice round, speed dating.
Okay.
Big Al.
Timer starts now.
Okay.
Hey. So, what do you like to do, outside of the job? I've heard about your job, but what do you like to do, when you're off?
My normal self. I love going to yoga. Hot yoga, and then I have a dog, so I just kind of hang out a lot with him, do whatever he likes to do.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. What about you?
Here, basically, I am more online socialization, but also I do try to go out a lot, and I do enjoy going out of the house more. And I go see movies. I go walk out. I go hang out with people sometimes. It's all right.
Yeah. What type of movies are you into?
I don't know, just a lot. I saw a lot recently. I saw some action, some comedy, some sci-fi, some horror. I don't know. It varies. Whatever's out helps.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
Have you done this before? Have you speed date before?
Not really as much. I've gone on a few dates, but not really as much speed dating.
How did those go?
Oh, they were all right. The one girl, I think I mentioned this on the radio before. One girl, they said they had to take her sister with her, so it wasn't a date the first time. But I don't know. And then later, I mentioned this. She turned out to think she was an alien. So,
the sister thought she was an alien?
No, the girl herself.
Oh, okay.
Turning your mic off.
What? You're turning my mic off?
No.
Oh.
Okay, so she thought she was an alien.
Yeah, that happened way later. I knew her for a while, and then we had to go our separate ways because we had to move. But
right, I think it was for the best.
Oh,
she was an alien.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well.
Okay. Well, where are you from?
I'm from. I think originally I was born in Mississippi, but I've moved around a lot, and I went to California. I've been in California. I've been here in California the most, I think, and then also I've been in California. I've been to Colorado, and I've been to Korea, and I've been to Germany.
Korea?
Yeah.
What were you doing there?
My dad was in the military, so we moved around a lot.
Okay.
How about you? Where are you from? And
I am from. There we go. Okay.
Excited from a boy. Yeah. Turn it around. Get that question in, baby.
All right. Yeah. So I was born in Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
And I was only there for maybe 2 years and then went to Mexico That's where I learned Spanish, and then came to Texas. I was like all parts, like Dallas, San Antonio. Now I'm here.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
We've both been around a lot then.
Yeah, I have, like, kind of up and down the country.
Yeah.
Different parts of the country, but yeah.
Visited a few other places, but have you ever visited any other places?
In the country? Like,
Or just anywhere, really.
No, so I haven't been to Korea. I haven't been, honestly, to Europe or Asia, but I have been to Mexico. A lot of beaches.
1 minute. 1 minute.
And then, let's see, I love New York. I've been there a few times. I've been to California. I went to San Francisco last year. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Napa Valley. And, yeah,
Sounds
that's
very
pretty much
nice.
it that I've been hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what else? What do you think you value in like a friendship, or any sort of like any kind of relationship, not even just like romantic or
Just in general?
like personal.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything.
I think being genuine and honest.
Yeah.
I think that's what I value the most. Yeah.
Very good.
What about you?
I would value that too, and I just value like somebody I can hold a nice conversation with, and we share our interests, and we can hang out well, and we have good like chemistry, dynamics, whatever.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, is that it?
Time, ladies and gentlemen. That's our time on our speed date.
Very glad I didn't cut off.
News. We're not going to do any notes right now. We're going to hold tight.
Yeah.
We're coming back in like 3 minutes, and we're going to chat with Natalie or Naty La Baby, and we'll get some helpful hints. And I don't know, do you have any notes, Chewy? I got some notes.
I wrote down a couple.
Awesome. We're going to take care of our boy, Big Al. If there's any ladies listening out there, bros, we don't need it. But ladies, you can call in 512-834-0937, and you can maybe give some notes as well. Back in, special guest, Naty La Baby from La Zeta. New personality over the afternoon.
I like it. We don't get to choose our nicknames here, okay?
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
got
we
Chewy?
should. Yeah. Bob just
Chewy
gave it
literally
to me.
didn't even work here. Just Bob goes, you look like a kid who's probably named Chewy. And then it just stuck with him all this time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, both of us products of mild racism.
Actually, I didn't. You're right. Actually, because I didn't even choose mine. Pato chose mine, and I was like, "Oh, okay, sure."
Yeah, Pato.
Pato, el pato.
Now this date that we all just heard.
Yeah.
We have a lot of, not a lot of, just a few critiques, I think. I mean, Natalie, I don't know. I don't know if she's a
Well, I think we should start.
dating savant at any point. I don't know. I mean, and I think you're in a relationship,
Yes.
maybe. Yeah, I saw you online. So she knows what she's doing. She
What
knows
does that
what to
mean? You
look
saw her
for.
online. You stalking fellow employees?
Yeah, watch her post some
Yeah,
stories.
he follows me.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
This is the age of, should I block her?
No,
Yeah.
don't block me.
Yeah.
I will.
What's her address?
Oh no.
You're like, well, actually, I do know where she lives because
Oh, yeah.
we went to
That's right.
El Bruto.
Oh, man, that place is good.
Yeah.
Hey, so tell us now, real quick. So, like, kind of overall, do you have any helpful hints for Big Al?
I think he was doing pretty good though. Like he let me talk, which is really good, and then he kind of like chimed in his way, like in a very nice way.
Yeah, you
to
were
ask questions.
you were really nice. I was starting to get nervous because Natalie's probably been on 400 or 500 dates just this year alone. So she's good at them. Okay. And I noticed that really quickly she was taking over. She started asking you the questions, and I wanted you. And man, all of a sudden you turned around and you said, "Well, how about you?" And you threw that in there. Good job.
That's a good segue.
I wanted to hear more because, like, especially with these people.
These people, you mean women?
Yeah, the women that are coming up.
Yeah. Okay.
the women that are coming up, they've been given my profile, I think.
Like a photo of you? I mean, like, what you're into, things that you. So you're like, hey, it needs to be less about me, and you want to get to know them.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna come in like maybe knowing me already. Well, not knowing me, but like they'll have some foreknowledge on me, and I'd like to know them more.
Yeah, well, that's good. And look, they're smart if they're listening to you, because the one thing about you is that you're not really a player. You're not an F-boy.
Oh yeah.
You're
know about
looking.
that.
I think you're looking for a little. You're looking for some companionship. I'm gonna say.
I think once we get him going, he's going to be swinging with
Oh,
the
he's
best of
gonna
them.
be the worst.
Oh, yeah.
I think
That's what happens.
The best question that you asked was, "What do you value in any kind of relationship?"
Yes, because that kind of like threw me back. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, because someone usually doesn't ask that. They just ask you,
no
like,
one
"What are you
cares.
into?" and what's up with them things? That's usually kind of the questions that they're asking.
Yeah.
And you were like, "What do you?" And I think that showed that you're genuine.
Yes.
Good job.
Well,
Good
thank
job.
you.
Yes.
I'm also really proud of you. Sorry, I'm taking over, Natalie.
Oh,
And,
no worries.
so I'm also really proud of you because I know because your background, right? Your eye contact is not your favorite thing, right? It's a little difficult for you.
Really?
Yeah,
yeah.
but he got there, right?
Yeah.
You
he
got
seems
there.
pretty-
Yeah, because at first I noticed you were just staring at me or staring off into space. And then I noticed that, yes, you got comfortable. You made great contact with Natalie. And I want to applaud you on that.
Yeah, no,
because
it was really good. I wouldn't have even noticed.
He's even said to us before that he gets a little nervous and he has a hard time with eye contact
Yeah.
with people. And I think you overcame that. I'm really... There's the one note I would give you. One note I give... And I want you to really work on applying this tomorrow when the dates come in. You never really said hello to Natalie.
That was that was one of mine. Like the introductions.
Yeah.
I think. Hi,
You just start-
how are you?
Hey, how are you? You look...
Create the
I
comfortable
love
setting.
you. Oh, I love your sweater. It's a nice
Or
sweater.
I didn't even notice
Yeah.
Yeah, start with a little hello and a little compliment. Always going to put someone in and go, hey, how are you? Nice. I really like your hair.
Don't compliment anything physical. Outfit.
Yeah.
They work really hard to put something cute together.
Yeah.
And so you have to recognize that and identify that.
Yeah.
Bring them in, comfort.
Or throw your keys on the ground and go, oh, can you pick those up for me?
No,
and
don't be a creep.
And then when they pick them up, then give her a little slap on the ass or something like that. And go, yeah, girl.
100% get canceled.
Yeah. Why you sitting on that chair? You can come sit on this lap.
Dear
No?
Lord.
Dear Lord.
So and one of my critiques would be, I think, when you're answering the questions, I feel like towards the end of the question, it sounded great, and then you kind of started fading away, and you kind of fade away.
It would
into,
Peter because you were
smaller.
probably,
And
it's
so we
nerve,
don't
but it's
wanna-
also it's nerve wracking to be on a
Absolutely.
date that 100,000 people are listening to.
And I'm trying to also think because I only get like 3 minutes, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he said like 1 minute, that's probably
Yeah.
like, okay, let me end a
Yeah, I
segue.
got to get to the other questions, I
Yeah, yeah.
suppose.
Yeah. You also have a great smile. And at the beginning,
Oh,
I don't know if it
thank
was because of your nervousness or whatever, but you were very serious. You attacked with the first question. And I think that as you loosened up, and I'm glad we're doing the practice date, because, a smile always going to make people feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
And I would lean into that smile.
Yeah.
Especially if you're coming in here with a new shirt tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
You want to show that new shirt off with a brand new smile.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Are you like into fashion?
I'm into like basically like I do like having like different like colors and like different coordination and all of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I
that.
It's a nice I like it standing out a bit.
Hey, you're
but I
taking
also, like-
Natalie, all right? Take it easy.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
What's
hey.
happening, girl?
Jeez.
Hey, what's happening?
Come on,
A
real
little-
thirsty.
Yeah, I'm like, huh,
Real thirsty.
What's happening? Is the drip machine getting to you? Is that what's happening?
it's the drip.
I thought
It's
it was
the drip.
Wednesday, not Thirsty Thursday.
Damn.
Lord.
Oh.
You got any constructive criticism over there?
That was
Choo-choo?
mine. The intro again.
Yeah,
She's coming in. Hi, how are you? I'm Alex.
Yeah, I should have.
And
thrown
she'll
that
say
in.
with her name, and it's like, I
Yeah.
really like your outfit, your bag,
Yeah.
your shoes, anything like that. And then we'll kind of put the end on the sentence with either a counter question, right? I'm done with my answer. Blah 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 blah. So, what do you think about something, something, something? Or maybe you hear something that she said that you're interested in. I want to know more about that. Now, the question that I would ask, like in the beginning, if she sat down and was probably expecting to lead the conversation a bit, I would say, so, forgive me for some of these questions being a little forward, but we don't have a lot of time. What would you say you're looking for in a partner?
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
they are looking for something specific. They're all here for different reasons, and they're looking for different things. So, this would find out you do want to find a partner that is going to match your personality, your lifestyle. Maybe you want someone kind, empathetic. Maybe you want someone adventurous and different things like that. You have to find this stuff out in a matter of a few minutes.
Yeah,
So-
and I'm sorry, we're filling your head with so many notes. Here's one thing too: if you feel a Peter and you don't have the next question, or you're even nervous, here's an old hack from interviewing. Just as they kind of end the sentence, you can just go, oh, tell me more about that. All it's going to do is buy you time. But people like to talk and they go, oh, and even if they're like, well, I don't have more, then they're still going to feel like, oh, I need to come up with something. And it's always a good way to kind of extend the conversation, even if you don't really mean it.
Yeah, a continuation.
I do it with my wife all the time.
Oh, boy.
When Natalie brought up, well, I like to go out usually with my dog and do things like that. Oh, what kind of dog do you have? Now we're on another lane of conversation. Now we're in a whole new different thing. And you're getting in on something that she's interested in and loves.
Yeah.
So those are the two things. And if you have a pet or something like that, then now we have something we're relating to and yada, yada, yada.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. Natalie agrees.
Oh, yeah?
He agrees, yeah.
I think it's also it's also not bad to like talk about yourself. Sometimes if maybe like you don't know what to say or if it gets awkward and be like, so I like to do this, like, because maybe she's also like super nervous. So you can be like the one that, takes over and be like, well, I like, I don't know, going to paddleboard during the weekends. Like, do you like doing stuff like that?
Yeah.
And then,
Be nice.
And last question for you, Natalie, is that it's rumored that Alex is working with some giant machinery. When does he bring that up on the date? When does he let her know that he's throwing a giant hog around? Right? Is he open with that? Does he close with, hey, just by the way, I gotta let you know,
that's like
I'm throwing a chunk here, and you're gonna need to get in and out of the gym
for themselves.
But honestly, it comes a lot with confidence. So like if he's just like, winging
Big D
and, like,
energy.
Yeah, exactly. The energy just is natural.
Otherwise, just wear really tight pants.
Yeah,
and then just walk up to the table.
You should probably just wear those what are they, like the Under Armour underwear tomorrow, whatever. Set that thing out on the leg.
No, you
too.
don't want to scare
just
them
right
away.
there on the thigh, and then go, hey, don't panic. It's not a snake. And
It's my third leg.
Yeah.
My God.
Sound good? Mm-hmm. All right. I think we got it all worked out. I think we got it all figued out then.
Banana in your pocket. Are you just happy to see me? What?
Yeah. Right.
Goodness gracious.
Well,
Yeah.
oh my.
Oh my.
He's adorable. Now, Natalie, was it a year ago that you were interning? Was it
I think
spring?
It was like 2 years
Almost
ago.
2 years.
No, it wasn't that long ago. It was 2 years ago.
Yeah, she's old now.
I know.
Old
I'm an
news.
old lady.
Old news.
Now you have a bow now.
Yeah.
Is it serious? Can we get into that? Is it serious?
Yeah, it is.
How did he claw his way? Because I remember
What
that
set him apart? I
our
wanna know.
listeners inboxed the hell out of you once a picture of you leaked out.
Did they
Onto the
really?
internet. What do you mean? Did they really? We know that.
They're
I
still
know that.
asking me. How do I never send you?
We
You
know
did
our
send me that
creepy ass
Thursday.
listeners were probably all like, friend request.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did actually.
You did.
Yeah,
You did
I
actually.
did get a bunch. I was like, where are these guys coming from?
Why?
Oh, I love the comment section of your new Instagram.
Oh my
It's
God, the new
favorite.
ones? Yes. Oh my God. Just did the
Hey,
DMs.
does your man okay with that? Responds well. He knows the
he's
life of an influencer.
He does. He's kind of like, it doesn't matter. He's not like the jealous
So
type, which is great because
Is he a gringo?
So secure.
No,
he
okay.
is from Lebanon.
Well, but does he know Spanish?
No Spanish.
So he doesn't know what a lot of these dudes are saying to you anyway?
So I'm like, no, babe, it's fine.
You know there's a translation feature on Instagram. He knows what's going on.
disable it.
Translate.
Yeah. No, he knows. It's cool, which is I'm really proud of that because I don't think I could be with somebody that was like so jealous. And,
Right.
like,
I don't think a jealous person could be with a really beautiful woman.
Yeah, no.
Or with Natalie.
Or with Natalie. What? Okay, so what set this gentleman apart from all the others? Since
Oh, gee.
man,
Yeah, I mean, we were out like, we were Sunday funding, so I don't know if that had to do a lot with it. But honestly, I think it was a time, confidence for sure. That's why I'm saying that. I'm like, confidence was a lot.
okay.
Which was like, then you get to know him. I'm like, oh, that was just a play. Like, you played that really good.
You're not confident at all. You just faked me into this.
It. No, he is though. But I don't even what. I think also was I think we were honestly timing has a lot to do with it. in my time where I was in like my life and stuff, I was kind of like, you know
Oh,
what?
you were in that desperate time.
No, I wasn't desperate. No, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't. It was the other way
it was the
around.
other way
I didn't
around.
want anything. And so he was the one that
and
kept
so-
like pursuing me. And I was like, all right. I was like, let me give you a chance.
Way to
What
go.
does this teach women? What does this teach
I'm
men?
not here to
That
teach
no
anybody.
does not mean no. Is that what that means? No isn't no. Do you hear that,
Oh, my
fellas?
goodness.
No does not mean
look,
no.
I think what she's saying is simping ain't easy, but if you get in there enough times, maybe you could break them down.
Yeah, I mean, like we went on a few dates. It was like a while, and then I was like, okay. Well, because now it's like one day and you're like, okay, now we're dating. It's like, no, like show me you're worthy. Show me what's up.
So the lady in Baby Reindeer was doing it right.
Yeah. Or wait, haven't even seen that. I don't know what that is. What is
It's
it?
a stalker movie.
It's a movie.
Oh, absolutely. No
My
stalker.
goodness.
No.
You're not
Persistence.
Yeah, because it pays off. We got a call?
Yeah, we do.
All right,
Let's go
figure
to
out who wants in here.
Donald.
What's up, Donald?
Hey, I know speed dating is kind of good and everything, but what about love at first sight?
Love at
When
first
I got
sight?
my wife, when I met my wife, I seen her across the room. I went over there, grabbed her, and I told her the rules. She's mine. She's gonna be my girlfriend, and you got to follow the rules. You know, you got to stay by my side the whole time. And y'all don't talk about love at first sight. That's the most important thing. Speed dating ain't that important. Y'all have a good day.
Oh,
Well, did he just drive by call and say it's all about love at first sight? What? Hey,
Well-
I feel like this dude's trying to get into your confidence space.
well,
there,
for
Big
one
Al.
thing, that won't come across on the radio.
Yeah, love at first sight,
Good
not that
point.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about this?
Love
Whatever
at first sight.
ladies show up tomorrow, you just pick out which one is hot and don't even talk to her.
Oh my god.
I know. It's I don't know about love at first sight.
Well, I mean, I don't either. I did not. I literally did not like my wife when I first met her. I remember meeting her, and I
Same.
did not like her.
Same.
As a person, I didn't. I was just like, oh, I think she's insane, and I think she's a bit of a bitch. And that's what I thought about her when I first met her.
Maybe she thought the same of you.
I think she probably thought I was an idiot too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We haven't fully talked through it. We became friendly after a while, and now she's the love of my life, which is great because we ended up married too. You know what? I shouldn't say she's the love of my life. That's cruel to do in case there's another woman out there that I love more.
Yeah, she'd like
So
to
I
see
should
you happy.
reserve.
Yeah.
I should reserve that. I won't. You know what? I won't judge who the love of my life is until I'm
But
on my deathbed. I
Are you
apologize.
the love of her life, though?
Absolutely not.
No? Okay.
Absolutely not.
That's
No.
hard to get right.
The love of her life is George Strait. Okay.
It's like trying
all
to
right, well,
climax together. It's so hard to time where you're both at the same time loving
Yeah.
each other the same
That's
amount.
crazy.
Like
No.
that's nuts.
For my wife, I think it goes George Strait, then probably like Kurt Russell, maybe, or who's the Dirty Dancing guy? What's his name?
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze might be in there, which is great because he's an old dead guy, which means that I can actually go, hey, I can bring
you know
that.
what's-
I can bring that old dead energy to the relationship,
I
honey.
feel like I could see both of those guys kind of in you. Like,
That's
you look like death, Matt.
yeah. Yeah. And then she also has a real penchant for shorter Latino men. Shorter Latino cowboy types.
I'm in, baby.
Yeah, very much. She's yeah.
I would have never guessed.
She thinks Chew's a doll. Yeah.
way.
Oh, absolutely. You put a cowboy hat on that guy, maybe some boots, and I think she'd be all about it. Her favorite place in the world, I think, is that 290 flea market. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
she does.
Yeah.
Go on a date with her.
Crack some
I
tecates.
You
should. I
should.
really should.
¿Qué pasó, caballero?
Ay, caballero.
Sí, está bien, está bien.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, anyway.
Well, we're happy to see you happy and in
Thank
love.
you.
You know, we were
Yeah.
worried for a bit.
Yeah, I was worried too.
So
But then I came to, I don't even care.
there you go. That's what you need to be.
Yeah.
The I don't
And so I
need-
was
I don't
so
even
happy
care.
with being single, and then he came in.
There you go.
so
There you
it
go.
worked out.
Big Al, you feeling a little more confidence for tomorrow?
Yeah, I got some nice tips here.
Yeah.
What did you say? Tips? Okay, let's just be
TI.
careful. All right.
Yeah, hang on.
A quick question. Here's the other thing that's good for you, too. Today, you got in there, it rubs a little estrogen off on you, and that always helps. The air of estrogen will make another woman go,
yeah.
there's something about this dude, right? Because they have pheromones and stuff like that. Very proud of you. Tomorrow on the show, we do have Big Al Dating. It starts at 9 a.m. You'll want to tune in for that. Also, tomorrow evening at Cap City Comedy Club, We've been telling you about this. Dr. Hot Dog himself, Sawyer Stull, will be headlining the main room at Cap City Comedy. Opening up for him, his feature act's going to be Avery Moore, who's a frequent guest on our show. And opener, yours truly, Matt Bearden, back to the stage as part of our, what do we call them, New Year's resolutions. Mine was to get back to doing stand-up again this year. And
Really?
Yep, and it's been kind of nice. This will be the third set, so there's a really good opportunity for me to bomb, and if you want to be in the audience for that,
Oh my God, I think I might just go for
You
that.
should.
we've got some tickets to give away right now. 512-834-0937. 512-834-0937. You can call up right now and get a pair of tickets. Remember, there's always a 2-item minimum in the showroom, so really this is kind of bait to get you in. You're going to have to still pay for your drinks and your food, but we asked you to come out and support our boy Sawyer Stull tomorrow night at Cap City Comedy Club. That's happening at 8 p.m. And Sawyer will be in with us tomorrow also to promote the show. But if you call right now, we'll get a couple of you on the guest list, and that way you can go see the show on us, gratis. That's the end of that.
That's
isn't
it?
Yeah.
I think
Do we
that's
have a Law Tigers ready to play, or a Waters? Do we play them all already?
He's out. We'll just redo it.
Yeah, I thought I heard it.
Good.
We definitely got one in there.
It all worked out. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Natalia.
Thank you, I
Naty, la
missed y'all.
baby.
La baby.